Foxley, I'm joined today by Swirly. It's All or Nothing versus White Rabbit Gaming, semi-finals of AoN League. First ban is going to be the Grimstroke.
Yeah, it's a very common ban. I think Slaughter as well. Like, you can recently go for more of a fighting build rather than initiating it before, and you can just kind of dominate your lane and snowball from there.
And then what about that Marana ban from White Rabbit Gaming though? That's not very common, is it?
It's actually been at TI so far. It's been picked up a lot more. I think it's almost for the same reason as Leshrac. I mean, it's mostly 4, but it can also play POS 1 or 2, same as Leshrac. So it's just a scary pick in general, because it doesn't really reveal much.
So it's a bait pick like Ogre Magi as well nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. You can put it in a bunch of lanes, so if you pick it up, you can change it depending on whether it has a good game or not.
And then the first pick for All or Nothing is going to be the Nyx Assassin. Nyx, very good level 1 stun. I'm guessing that's why they pick her.
There's a few reasons. Like, it is really good like that. It's just a good hero in general. It's really good at getting vision, so you can set up team fights really well. And then the other big thing is that it's kind of like a Shadow Demon or something, where when you pick that, it denies a bunch of other heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Big int heroes.
And then Tusk, first pick for White Rabbit Gaming. That is going to be a BEE Tusk. I know they like picking it for the snowball save as well as the early game aggression.
Yeah, definitely he's a Tusk specialist. Should be interesting.
Second pick for White Rabbit Gaming. This might be one of those bait picks you've been talking about. Ogre Magi is still available. Oh, Beastmaster.
Yeah, so they're going for an early physical damage lineup, it looks like. The Beastmaster just wants to push in lanes really early. He'll do it with his attack speed aura, and the Tusk, they'll do a shitload of damage in tag team. So it's just a good combo overall.
Yeah, exactly, and I think White Rabbit Gaming, they do want to get early game against All or Nothing because they did struggle a little bit in Syntech Masters, and they said it was because All or Nothing went such an early game build, and White Rabbit Gaming struggled with the early game from All or Nothing. Winter Wyvern.
That's interesting. It's obviously good against the Beastmaster because it's got AoE damage. Beastmaster is all physical damage, so his save is really good against that. And then his ult, I mean, Beastmaster's tames a lot of creeps.
Yeah, it's a really good pick, and All or Nothing picks it quite a lot. I'm actually surprised it slipped through the draft, to be honest, because it's something they always pick if it's available. Really good in-lane harassment as well.
10 seconds remaining.
And obviously banning the AM would be I guess it's just a decent hero overall. It is good against those heroes as well, especially into heroes for the most part. Well, not Nyx.
Yeah, so far that would have been a pretty scary anti-mage. And the Naga Siren ban. Kyo does play Naga Siren quite often, so it's definitely something they do want to ban.
Yeah, no, Kyo's definitely enjoys that hero. It's also just a good lane matchup for the most part.
Yeah, and that Winter Wyvern level 1 Arctic Burn, I don't think there's a level 1 ability that harasses more than that, is there? Like, that's insane how much damage that does, level 1. Yeah,
I think especially against like big strength heroes like Tusk and Beastmaster, because they'll have higher health pools, so since it's percentage-based damage.
That's pretty much uncounterable in lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Until you maybe get a Bracer or some magic immunity.
5 seconds remaining.
But even then, yeah, I guess it does help. The Warlock ban coming out is just, it's a really solid support. I think we'll probably see them pick up the support now in White Rabbit.
Yeah, White Rabbit Gaming still needing to pick a support here.
Yeah, based on meta, I don't know, maybe something like a Maiden. With that lineup, they could even do something like a Chen, to be honest. Let's go all in.
Radiant team pick.
Slog ban from White Rabbit Gaming. Do you think that suggests that they do want to pick some tanky hero as a POS 3? Because usually that slog ban is really good against Finn and Timbersaw and all those types of heroes.
They've already got the Beastmaster lane, assumedly. But again, yeah, it is good in lane against the Beastmaster, because you want to be able to hit people a lot with Slug, and you can just hit away with the Beastmaster.
Oh,
Like,
that's
get a lot
true,
of
yeah.
messages.
Beastmaster is melee, so it's gonna be pretty easy to just hit him.
Exactly. But with Tusk and Beastmaster, you would have had a pretty free lane for this spot.
What ranged offlane heroes are there?
Silencer.
I think normally, yeah, it's just like, yeah, you can also just pick stuff to do more damage. Like, if you pick like a Centaur or something, you can often just burst him down before he actually gets his damage. The Silencer here, I think that'll probably be, for the most part, if they initiate, they'll then use the Silencer ult, and the Winter Wyvern can't counter-initiate because of that. As well as I think, for the most part, it is just a good pick in general, because it lanes well against them.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good pick. They did nerf the silencer quite tremendously though.
Yeah, I actually I'm not really aware that I don't play it much.
It requires a lot of mana now,
Oh yeah.
which is why you'll see silencer running around with 3 mangoes just to pop all his spells.
Yeah.
And you'll even see some people just rushing Refresher.
Yeah. For sure. I guess that's the thing. Silence of the build is you basically just go braces and just items to survive so that you can get your ult off and it's
Yeah,
and to have that ult and then get some utility off.
Sand King is a really good offlaner. I don't think there's any thing you can really do to counter the fact that he is going to get farm in that lane.
Exactly. The silencer shouldn't be able to do too much. If they're able to win the
Ember
one
Spirit.
battle, then they should be fine.
Ember Spirits. I don't know, there's a lot of stuns already for All or Nothing. And now even more stuns with Alchemist.
I'm not 100% sure of the Ember, but again, the Elk is just this is now like a classic lineup that's being run this meta. It's just you want to get as much farm as you can onto the Elk. He's going to get his 2 braces, phase boots, radiance, AC, and then you just push down all their towers. It's a huge pass back. And I don't know. We'll see if White Rabbit will have the damage. They're probably they're gonna need to pick up a big hero for their last one. They need some damage to be able to bring down this this alchemist. Otherwise, they might not be able to.
Yeah, they definitely need some huge damage, I think.
It's pretty interesting because it kind of counters. It's countered already by the Nyx to some degree.
Yeah.
Nyx can use Spike Carapace, obviously, whenever he's trying to split
5
push.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that must be just like a confidence Ember Spirit pick, because like in the finals of TI8, because it's really not on paper a good Ember Spirit game at all.
Yeah, I think that must be it, because obviously the Nyx is a bit of a counter, the Sand King as well, just any kind of instant stun is really good against Ember. Ember, Storm, those kind of heroes.
And it's far range stuns as well. Sand King can stun you from across the map if he just has a couple of items.
Yeah. Obviously, the Windrunner ban it can count those heroes pretty well, I think. And it would be pretty hard for them to deal with.
Yeah, I'm surprised his Wind Ranger made it so far, to be honest. That's usually one of the first bans.
I think from this point, AoN's probably going to want to pick up. They're going to need to ban out whatever they think will counter their mid hero and just pick up something stable.
Team pick.
Yeah, Lina.
On White Rabbit, so.
I've said this yesterday, but probably every game I've casted, the 5th ban has been Lina. And that is going to be a Monkey King pick for the final pick. Showing a lot of confidence in All or Nothing. They want to play this early game really aggressively.
Yeah, that suggests to me that they think the Ember's mid, because it matches up really well in lane against Ember mid. Also, the Lina is a hero that would do really well against it.
Remaining.
I think it does match up well against Ember mid, but just because I know the people in All or Nothing, I still think it's going to be a safe lane Monkey King and a mid lane Alchemist.
Okay.
We'll see though.
Well, yeah. The thing is, as I said earlier, they're both heroes that can play either. You could have them in either lane. So like if it's a mid Ember, then you'd want that would do well in lane against the Alchemist, whereas it would do terribly in lane against the Monkey King. So I think AoN will definitely try and structure their lanes.
Yeah, I think it would be a mistake if they don't do that.
for instance, if they pick a hero now for White Rabbit that would stomp Monkey King, but not Alchemist mid, then they might put the
But there's a lot of meta game going on here, because White Rabbit Gaming can safe lane Ember Spirit as well.
That's very true. That's why what we're seeing here. Obviously, AoN thinks that it's going to be a mid hero as their last pick if they're banning Lina. So,
yeah, and the Lina also. Every single game I've casted, 5th ban Lina, Shadow Fiend for the final pick, so that assures it's going to be a safe lane Ember Spirit. I don't think Shadow Fiend will ever go safe lane.
Classic, isn't it? Like, that'll be really hard to make against. I think the most important thing this game is going to be whether the ult gets off to a decent start. Because if you get a good lead on White Rabbit, then I don't know if they've actually got the damage to kill him.
Yeah, I also think they are not gonna... maybe with the Ember Spirits and the Tusk, there's decent amounts. Still though, if Alchemist gets out of control, no one can really kill him, no matter what your draft is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Although,
10 seconds
seeing this, I'm now thinking what they might do, since they've got the Beastmaster Tusk, is the Shadow Fiend might go a physical damage build, and then he'll do a shitload of damage with the Beastmaster's attack speed aura and the...
Yeah, I'm almost certain he's going physical damage, because Precious Petunia always plays it like that.
Yeah, and especially because Ember Spirit doesn't do that much physical himself. Like, if he goes for a bit of a... if he goes for like an Ags build, he can probably create a lot of space in team fights, while the SF beats heroes down.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
You know what I want to see is... I just can't wait to see Remedy start charging up that Hulk stun and then get silenced by Silencer and stun himself. I think that's definitely going to happen at least once.
Gonna have to quickly restart Discord because it's opening in the wrong window. So. Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah. So it looks like
for battle.
we have called the lanes for the most part. It's going to be Monkey King, safe
this
lane,
guy has no
Ultimate
chill, man.
Side. I think that's just, they think that the ult could have a better time against Shadow Fiend. Although, as you said, I think Remedy probably plays it more. Or...
Yeah, it seems like it is going to be a mid Remedy, and White Rabbit Gaming always does this. Every single game they get this level 1 smoke off the scene and instantly pop it.
Yeah.
And look how deep the Tusk is already. This is a ward you'll probably not usually get off so early.
And at the same time, because of the smoke, the SF managed to see the Alchemist place a ward mid, so he knows exactly where the ward is mid.
Yeah, that's very true. And it seems like White Rabbit Gaming actually want to be aggressive onto Sad Socks here. Sad Socks might be a little bit out of position. Tusk does have the tag team, and that is the slow from the Beastmaster coming through. Bonus physical damage with BE. They do force out the Arctic Burn from Sad Socks. That's a 45-second cooldown. And now they try to harass Kyo as well. AoN, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they do want to try and contest this rune back for White Rabbit Gaming, but White Rabbit Gaming is one step ahead as they do send 3 euros towards that rune. And this could be 4 runes for the side of White Rabbit Gaming. Baron Biceps is going to try and out-click them here, but if he doesn't, that's going to be 4 runes, quite possibly. There's a stun onto Reaper, and it seems like AoN is going to be able to at least get 1 rune there with the Kyo Monkey King.
Yeah, honestly, I think AoN can be happy they're getting the 2-2 split, because White Rabbit had set up well for that.
BEE, look how much regeneration he already used. 2 tangos left, he's very low HP. He's gonna have to pop the salve pretty soon next time he gets harassed. And now the mid lane matchup. Alchemist versus Shadow Fiend in the middle lane. It should be a Shadow Fiend favored matchup, correct?
Yeah. So from what I know, Shadow Fiend should crush this lane. But the thing is, what Remedy will try to do to counter that is he's just going to try and shove out the wave and then go and farm jungle. I think we'll see if the SF's going to try and pressure him in his jungle, like try and take his farm away, or if he's just going to play his own game and farm himself up.
Ooh, Shadow Fiend uses the mango on Alchemist. He doesn't have the far range raise, so that's not going to be a kill. Still though, Shadow Fiend being really aggressive against this Alchemist so far and outlast hitting him by quite a bit.
I think as well, that's all the Elks regen gone, while the SF still has a Mango and a Salve, so he's now going to be able to harass him a lot more, and he's just going to win that trade.
Yeah, and he has another Mango as well, still trying to harass that Alchemist in the middle lane. And going really well so far for Shadow Fiend, but like you said, Alchemist can stack up the jungle, and it shouldn't really matter all that much if he plays it correctly.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Repo dropping pretty low against Skihound. Skihound does not have mana though, but still a lot of harassment coming through from that Nyx assassin. Top lane BEE being a little bit aggressive onto Kyo. He is going to be able to block him in. This is a lot of damage onto Kyo. One more hit should kill him, and that's first blood for Jappa. Really well played there by BEE, baiting in the Monkey King stun, and that's going to be first blood for the side of White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah, as we can see with the boar slow, you can keep him slowed down, make the kill easier, and then tag team just does so much damage early. So that's the thing. Because a Monkey King is obviously normally going to lane really well against melee heroes, so the only way to beat him in lane is you just gotta burst him down before he gets...
And another block onto Kyo in the top lane. Kyo is out of position once again. BEE dropping pretty low from the Arctic Burn, but Kyo trying his best to escape. He does get the Kyo onto the Tusk though, and he does have 4 tangos left, so he can regenerate up here. Might need to get a salve though, as he is really low HP now.
Ski's going in mid.
Ski, middle lane, wants to go on the Shadow Fiend, already used the stun though, so Shadow Fiend is going to be able to salve up for now.
Yeah. And that's again, because he hadn't had to use as much regen earlier, he's able to tank.
Shadow Fiend aggressive onto Remedy, 3 razors hits, and that's going to be a kill for the Shadow Fiend. Actually re-engaging there onto Remedy, and that's going to be a kill onto the Alchemist.
Yeah. Yeah. Shadow Fiend lane going as expected, I think. Especially because Petunia does play this way so much.
Skion is rotating top though.
Once again, seems like both teams are trying to get kills here. Kyo is wrapping
Arctic Burn onto Kyo. Jappa does have to use his snowball, and that is going to be enough to drop Kyo pretty low. Kyo does get the stacks off though, and that's going to be enough for Kyo to get the Kyo onto Jappa.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Skihound coming in at the perfect time to stop them from bursting Kyo.
Bottom lane, this Ember Spirit is very aggressive onto Baron Biceps. He is going to get the shackle off as well. Baron Biceps does have to use the defensive Burrow Strike to try and escape there, and that is a kill for Repo on the silencer. Top lane Snowball onto Kyo. Kyo dropping pretty low. Does try to use the tree to dodge the spell. Jappa, top lane. Now they are re-engaging onto the Beastmaster. Actually, they want to go onto the Tusk here as they do get the slow, and that's a kill, a return kill for All or Nothing. So All or Nothing kind of winning this lane, even though White Rabbit Gaming is being really aggressive.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
this is
attack.
really good because obviously the lane was rough before, but with Skihound's rotations now, they've managed to turn the lane on. Also,
Just
the
wanna,
Alchemist
you just need to turn on your open mic, in game, so people can hear you
Dire's
in
middle
game.
tower is
14.
under
Oh, shit. Okay, wait.
Tusk Snowball onto Skihound is going to almost get the rune there, but Skihound does get the rune snipe. So well played. Shadow Fiend rotation in the top lane. He doesn't have the far range raise, but that is going to be enough to kill off the Monkey King. And
Yeah,
Shadow
that's
Fiend
really good
rotation.
Yeah. AoN had just managed to reclaim that lane a bit, get a few ganks off, and Skihound
Radiant
rotating,
structures
but
are
yeah.
fortified.
Petunia's move there means that it looks like this lane's back to favouring White Rabbit.
Yeah, and a very favorable rune there for the Shadow Fiend. He did get a haste rune if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that was enough for him to get the kill on the top lane. Remedy out of position. That's a spray paint. But Skion is here to save. That was a big bait actually from Remedy. No respect. Now they want to go onto Yaku Skalkweg. Middle lane, Skihound does want to dive the Shadow Fiend, and despite Carapace is gonna get the kill onto the Shadow Fiend.
Pause right there.
Oh, and the
Never
pause
mind,
comes
never mind.
through as well.
Called it too soon.
It's
Yeah.
not a disrespect
That
pause,
was-
it's just a normal pause.
Yeah, no, I realized. I just assumed. Because it looked like he stopped attacking for a second there. You probably could have gotten him down if he just kept going.
Yeah, that was a very, very interesting symphony of events. Spray painting the loser, then running away, managing to escape with the alchemist, and then the supports get the kill onto the Shadow Fiend.
The other thing is Remedy played that perfectly there. The thing is, what he did is, as soon as he realized that he was within range of raises from the Shadow Fiend, he ran straight at him, which means that he can only get off the close raise, and then he can't get off the further raises, so he has to beat him down. And
Oh,
because of that, he was able
wow.
to buy the time for the next assassin to come in and get that stun. So it may have looked like he was just giving up and allowing himself to die, but he was actually buying time. So yeah,
Dude, that was an
good play.
insane play by Remedy. He knew his supports were TPing in, and he knew that's going to be enough to kill the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, that's definitely gonna, there's definitely a tilt factor in there as well for the SF to die in such.
Because it does look really weird, and it was a huge outplay by Remedy. And Remedy doing really well in this middle lane. It is a Shadow Fiend favored matchup, but he has 28 last hits to the 34 of the Shadow Fiend, and they get a kill onto Shadow Fiend as well.
Yeah. But I mean, I think so far, MVP of this match is definitely Skion with his rotations.
Yeah, the ski out
he's done
rotations
so
has been
much.
really insane.
Yeah, you got those two big ganks top, and then he goes straight mid and saves the Alchemist. So I think if he's able to keep this up, then that could really create a lot of space. And I mean, if the cores on Dire get ahead at all, I think it could look a little scary for White Rabbit. Because the thing is, obviously, with the Beastmaster and the Tusk, even SF, they're wanting to push in early.
Yeah,
Because if it
definitely.
goes too much, if you
And
get
AoN
too
at the
late,
moment
you
just want to delay that as much as possible.
Exactly. They're all about the farm game right now.
Baron Biceps
they
is
know-
taking the experience and the last hits in the middle lane now, while Skihound is catching up with XP in the bottom lane, so some rotations coming through from All or Nothing.
It's really good, because the thing is that what they're doing now is just prioritizing keeping their towers up as long as possible. That goes into like delaying the game. As soon as the towers start going down, they can start invading the jungle and start ganking a lot easier. So what they want to do is have this
Tusk
Sand Kings-
ganking Remedy. Remedy is a lot stronger though, so Tusk isn't going to be too aggressive here. But the Beastmaster does rotate in as well. Sad Socks is here, he does have the Arctic Burn off of cooldown. Now, Remedy does get blocked in by the Tusk. Tusk has the tag team. Very desperate plays here from White Rabbit Gaming, as Remedy will most likely be able to escape, and they do get the stun off onto Tusk. And BEE, very desperate, they're trying to get the kill onto the Alchemist and just ends up dying himself there.
It honestly feels like AoN's just outmaneuvering White Rabbit right now.
Middle lane though, Shadow Fiend is going to push this tier 1 tower, and now Monkey King goes onto the Beastmaster. Beastmaster tries his best to juke out, throws down the Eagle to get some vision. Does have a Quilling Blade as well, so is going to try and juke into this tree line, but this is a kill for All or Nothing, as there's 4 Euros around Jappa right now.
The important thing to notice here is like they kind of AoN gets the better in terms of kills they manage to
BE snowball onto Remedy in the middle lane. The snowball's not going to connect though, but he is going to trap in Remedy for now. Sad Socks rotation with the Winter Wyvern looking for BEE, but BEE successfully jukes into the tree line. And Remedy does escape there, but a lot of pressure from White Rabbit Gaming, as they do force 3 rotations now, as Skion is also rotating into this middle lane.
Well, it was a good save from the Wyvern, coming in at the perfect time. As I was saying earlier, like at the moment that Sand King moved top to help get those 2 kills for AoN, Petunia immediately took the mid tower. And now you can see they're moving up into the jungle, they're starting to make this area their own. Because they know that as soon as the Elk can't play in that area, he's only got this triangle to farm up, which is really not a good situation to be in.
Yeah, not at all. And when White Rabbit Gaming gets the stop tower as well, it's going to be complete control over the jungle for them, more than likely.
Exactly. So you can see they've moved
3
forward,
Euros top
goes up.
converging onto Kyo. Might want to try and get this kill now. 4 Euros for the side of White Rabbit Gaming. Kyo does TP out, and he is going to be able to make it.
Yeah, they've gone. This SS build is perfect for this. He's gone for an early drums, and then he's just rotating and pushing down towers, which is exactly what he needs to do against the
Radiant's
Alchemist.
bottom tower is
And then
under
at the
attack.
same time, they've just got the Ember farming fast, so he's going to be scaling really well because he's farming uncontested while they create space on the other side of the map.
Keo, 2 Euros converging onto Keo. That is a primal roar onto the Monkey King. Ski Hound does get the 2-man stun off, and Keo does have his ultimate as well. Never mind, he did not level it. Winter Wyvern ultimate does come through onto the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend maybe want to get back here as Sand King does stun him, and Ski Hound also converging onto the Shadow Fiend. He does have the stun available, and that's a pause please called in the middle of a fight.
Skion playing the game of his life on this next. I think that's probably the 4th time that he's had a stun that like changed the way the game's going.
Yeah, Monkey King was 100% going to die there, and then Skion, Savior of the Day, does get a 2-man stun off with that Impale.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
And the re-engage for AoN, very successful. Tusk is dead, Beastmaster is dead. No one dead for AoN for the time being. Shadow Fiend did activate his endurance here with the drums.
That's going to be a 4-0, and I mean the biggest thing here is they're winning so much space for the Alchemist, because now he can just farm uncontested for a while. It honestly kind of feels like White Rabbit's on a bit of a timer at the moment. I don't know. We'll see when the Ember comes online and starts fighting.
I also think they're on a timer because this Ember Spirit has been counted so much. Every single Euro for or nothing as a disable of some sort. I don't think the Ember Spirit's gonna have the game of his life here just because of the picks. Remedy does dive the Silencer. Silencer tries to juke into the tree lines. It does survive for now though, but that's a triple kill for Remedy on the Alchemist. Block in from BEE. Really good ice shots there.
Yeah.
Still, I think it is worth it for the Alchemist as he does get a triple kill. BEE still wants to be aggressive though as he tries to chase down Ski Hound, but Ski Hound is in position to be able to escape there.
The thing to remember is this is only 11 minutes in. It's been a pretty action-packed game though. Yeah, if we look at the net worth, it's definitely the Ember, the SF, and the Alco having a really good game, and then everyone else it seems.
Bottom tower
I
is
think the
under
biggest
attack.
thing... definitely
Bottom lane, the Beastmaster with his ball and the bonus attack speed seems like he wants to push this bottom tower. Skion is underneath the sentry ward, so he should be careful here. Baron Biceps also rotating in.
Yeah.
4 Euros for that kill, and they get the kill onto the Sand King as well.
Once again, we see the same move. 4 heroes from White Rabbit move to take a tower, get the kills around that tower, while the Ember free farms somewhere else.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're definitely still executing this well.
Yeah, and AoN doing a very similar strategy, except they only have 3 Euros, as both Monkey King and Alchemist are farming.
Yeah, the thing with the strat from White Rabbit is obviously while those heroes are pushing, they aren't necessarily farming as much. But in this case, they're getting so much map control. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's 100% worth it. They already have a tier 2 bottom lane, usually the last lane to get a tier 2.
Yeah, exactly. It's really worthwhile to try and push those towers in early, because the later the game goes, the more annoying it gets to try and push them down, because it's just not a part of the map that you want to be playing in.
And it's important to note, it's 1k net worth lead for White Rabbit Gaming, but that's with an Alchemist on the side of all or nothing. So this is actually a lot more than a 1k, 2k net worth lead. Shadow Fiend with the double damage is pushing the middle tower. Remedy does decide to rotate in. Skion does get the stun onto the Tusk. Tusk dropping pretty low here. He is going to defensive snowball out for now. And Shadow Fiend gets the kill onto the Sand King with his ultimate. 2 kills for the side of White Rabbit Gaming. But Keo does have the stacks to be able to nuke down the Shadow Fiend. The Keo is going to be able to escape with the ultimate of Winter Wyvern saving him. Wyvern does do quite a lot of damage onto the Beastmaster and the Silencer here. Ski Hound rotating in. He does not have his stun available though, but Reaper is going to die here, and almost the Beastmaster saved Ski Hound there. Kyo is getting healed by the heal from Winter Wyvern. Snowball onto Kyo. Tusk wants to be aggressive here. He does have his ultimate as well. And Kyo dropping really low there with the Ember Spirit as well. They do get the kill. And they get the kill on the Winter Wyvern as well. Very well played there from White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah, that was a good fight for them, but then they ended up staying there for too long. I mean, the Ember was able to die, respawn, and come back into that fight for the kill.
Yeah, that's not something that's supposed to happen, and BE with all that damage on the Tusk on a low HP Monkey King is going to be a kill every single day.
Yeah. The other big thing is the Monkey King ult wasn't used in that fight because he hasn't skilled it yet. So I think once that goes down, we'll see if they can really take a better team fight. They already won that one, which is a good sign for the future. Yeah.
Remedy has really been controlled by White Rabbit Gaming so far. Even with the triple kill, he doesn't even have his Radiance yet. So this is how you play against the Alchemist. You'll just have to be extremely aggressive. Even trying to take the farm from the Alchemist here. And the Alchemist does stun himself. Kyo does have his Boundless Strike as well to be able to stun this Tusk. And that is a Tusk kill for the Monkey King. Still 2 rotations forced, and that space created from the Tusk. Now Shadow Fiend wants to go onto the high ground. They want to keep pressuring this Alchemist.
Remedy should probably...
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah,
is
he
under
definitely should
attack.
get up.
Remedy, 3 euros on top of him. He is thinking about getting back for now, but he might be out of position as Ember Spirit does get the Searing Chains off onto the Alchemist, and that's a dead Alchemist.
Yeah. And the other thing is, it's not that like they've caught him out while he's farming. He hasn't been farming for the last minute or so because he's been chasing a Tusk. So overall, there's just so much space to be.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And they're probably going to get this tower off this too. Don't know if they can defend right now on AoN.
Tusk aggressive onto Skihound. Skihound does use his spiked carapace, so it's going to be difficult for him to escape now. 4 euros for the side of 5 euros for the side of White Rabbit Gaming in this top jungle. And now Winter Wyvern tries to escape. He does use the Arctic Burn to fly over the high ground.
Is under attack.
Yeah. I think that's the one issue with the Nyx, is that it's really good at going and getting vision and such, and it's good at early rotations, but in the later team fight, if you're not on the ship...
BEE Snowball onto Baron Biceps. Baron Biceps does have the Sandstorm available, so is going to be alive for the time being. Global Silence does come through. That means no one on AoN can do anything for a couple of seconds. Beastmaster Primal Roar onto Kyo. That's going to be a Monkey King kill. Winter Wyvern buyback is forced. 5v3 now for White Rabbit Gaming. They might try and get an objective with this.
Yeah, we only see the Radiance come through recently for the Alk. It definitely feels a bit late.
It's definitely a late Radiance from Alchemist. Usually he wants it before 13 minutes.
Yeah, of course. You can tell he's been pressured so much this game. Yeah, it's almost interesting if they would even put him in that lane.
Sand King Burrow Strike onto Ember Spirit. Does use the Epicenter as well, but the Tusk Snowball dodges all the damage from the Epicenter. AoN still has a lot of damage and Tusk should fall, yeah, but he does save his core, which is the most important.
Yeah, B's been playing a really good Tusk game.
Remedy stun onto Shadow Fiend in the middle lane, as well as Skihound and Baron Biceps. So much stuns from the side of All or Nothing. Baron Biceps does drop pretty low, but he is going to be able to escape there. And Monkey King has the Maelstrom, and now he wants to go for the Echo Saber, maybe being too aggressive with the amount of damage items he's been going, since I thought he would go a BKB now, next item.
I think the Echo Saber makes sense. It's always good in a Monkey King just so you can get the Jingo off, but then also within your ult, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Wukong soldiers actually get the slow from Echo Saber onto people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it ends up being a really good crowd control spell, just for being able to slow everyone, as well as doing the damage that Maelstrom already up.
And he does have the BKB queued up for after the Echo Saber.
Yeah, of course. He needs it this game, if he doesn't want to get those two. But even then, I don't know. Like they've already got. If the Beastmaster roars him and they start hitting him, he might be dead anyway.
Smoke up from All or Nothing from the top jungle of All or Nothing. Remedy pretty close now to the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend does spot out him in time. Burrow Strike onto the Silencer. Not the catch AoN would have wanted though. And it seems like Silencer does escape anyway.
It looks like White Rabbit wants this fight.
Ember Spirit wants to fight Alchemist here. Diving a little bit. It seems like they are going to get back for now. Beastmaster ultimate onto the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin a little bit deep here as they do get the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. Barrett Biceps does charge up his epicenter. It's not going to come through though as the global silence from Silencer does come through.
Yeah, it's a good setup for the Monkey King ult, but they are able to just kind of run away from it.
Ski out stun onto the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend dropping pretty low. Yeah, that's a kill onto the Shadow Fiend. And now Snowball with 3 euros onto Kyo. Kyo does fall. Winter Wyvern trying his best to escape with the Arctic Burn, but he's not going to make it as Harry the Hams does get the last hit with the Sleight of Fist.
Yeah, it was a good attempt from AoN, but I think they were a bit disconnected. Like you saw Ski went for the initiation when he was kind of separated from the
Remedy
rest of
runs into BEE bottom, and that's a solo kill possibly for the Tusk onto the Alchemist. Alchemist does get his Chemical Rage off though in time. Now BEE is the one that has to run away. And Alchemist does get that kill.
He's straight back to par. Gaben rewarding him. Yeah.
And even with all this, Tusk would be more than happy with the game he's playing. He does feed a kill every now and then, but this is definitely a slow farming game for the Alchemist.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he is starting to... I think the big issue... I would agree, but I think AoN's kind of been doing well in fights, or at least better than you'd expect from early game lineup of White Rabbit. So I think if they're already doing okay in fights, then if they take better ones later, they might just have a better draft for fighting, in my opinion.
But AoN doesn't have any towers at the moment though, so not exactly sure what they plan to do on that end. Smoke up from All or Nothing, maybe wanting to catch one of the players from White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah. This is probably the first time in a while where both teams are firmly on their own sides of the map. And both just kind of taking a breath.
Yeah, it has calmed down quite a bit.
Yeah, there's still a gold lead for the Radiant, which could be kind of unexpected considering the Alchemist. But yeah, the line it's kind of expected, I guess.
And now middle lane, it seems like White Rabbit Gaming is starting to group up a little bit again with 4 euros in this lane. Ember Spirit rotating in as well. And they go towards Roche.
Yeah,
All or Nothing, are they aware of this Roche? It seems like Baron Biceps is more than aware as he's a Sand King just outside the Roche, but if he gets an epicenter here, it will be huge. He does charge up the epicenter, blinks into the Roche, but a lot of damage there from Baron Biceps. Huge snowball though from 4 euros. Global Silence does come through. That's a kill onto the Alchemist. Alchemist is going to have to buy back here. Alchemist does buy back. Shadow Fiend, double kill for Precious Petunia. Kyo uses his ultimate. Everyone drops pretty low, but they're struggling to get that Monkey King kill. They do get it finally. Baron Biceps also falls. 3 kills for the side of White Rabbit Gaming and only 1 for All or Nothing. Look how low the HP is for White Rabbit Gaming. Somehow all of them survived that fight.
That's again AoN just being slightly disconnected, where Baron initiates and then there's like 5 or 6 seconds before the rest of AoN even gets to the fight. So in that time, Tusk is able to snowball, dodge out most of the damage for his team, and then they come up and start getting kills.
Imagine what that fight would have looked like if a Boundless Strike was on the Tusk and he wasn't able to get off that defensive snowball.
Yeah. Or even if they go for that snowball in the pits and you've got a Monkey King ult down, everyone dies immediately as soon as
Yeah.
So I think it really is just that AoN seems a little disconnected in the way they're fighting.
Yeah, if All or Nothing went a little bit deeper in, went a little more All or Nothing with that fight, that would have been
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
easily
Yeah. You
I
can
would
also
say
see
it
there's
would
a-
have been a team wipe. That started so
yeah.
well with the Sand King.
Yeah, no, they were so close to getting them anyway, even with the disconnected fight that does favor the Radiant, because Radiant's also got shorter cooldowns on everything they want to do. So they would rather have more drawn out fights so they can use their spells multiple times. It's like you'll see the Ember now going for the Desolator. They've got a lot of physical damage. They've also like the Solar Crest and the Beastmaster. I think I'm actually surprised to see SF hasn't gone for the Presence Aura, but he has gone for a right click build anyway. You can tell they're just trying to get a lot of damage in with that Beastmaster. And Tusk.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pushing items coming through for White Rabbit Gaming. With the
Yeah.
Desolator, with the drums, with pretty much the Vlads. A lot of push potential here.
I thought the Ember wasn't going to have the best game, but I think once he has this Ags, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to lock him down in fights, because the thing is they kind of have to focus other heroes too much. So I think he's going to be kind of free to just jump around from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, so far the Ember Spirit has been the least of the worries for All or Nothing.
Exactly. But he's been farming away steadily. Yeah. I mean, he's going to be a force later on.
Just quick question, is your open mic working in-game? Does it show like the speech bubble at the bottom right?
It does, actually.
Okay,
So,
nice,
I don't
nice.
know, I've tried. I'm not sure what it is.
No, I think if it does, then it works now. Then it's fine.
Yeah.
And it's open mic for team, right? Not for...
Yes, for team,
Yeah.
not for party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Then it's good, good.
Yeah, someone else even was saying it was too low.
Remedy finally pushing a tower for All or Nothing in this bottom lane.
Yeah.
So at least they do get this 1 tier 1.
Yeah, you can see. I mean, it's kind of to be predicted that they only getting a tier 1 this late against the lineup that White Rabbit has, but I mean, at least it's coming at some point. I think this next fight is going to be telling, because I think it'll either be that White Rabbit wins it with their Aegis, they're pretty well set up to, and if they do win it, they can probably just Rax and end the game now. Like, they should have enough of a lead that they won't be able to
Dire's
lose.
middle tower
But if
has
they
fallen.
do lose a fight now, they might not be able to keep the game going that much longer. You know?
Look how aggressive BEE is being, almost diving the tier 3 Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, he's been doing this all game, man.
Ski Hound does get the stun off onto BEE, but this is 4 euros rotated from All or Nothing. Does use the snowball. And that's a kill onto BEE, but that's exactly what BEE wanted to happen there.
There's 5 heroes that just had to be there for that kill.
5 euros for 258 gold.
Exactly. No, he's been doing that all game long, and he's going to try and keep doing that. Because the whole time the ult's chasing him, he isn't farming. I mean, you can tell how good of a job he's been doing by the fact that they've got an 8k gold lead against an Alchemist, which is normally pretty absurd.
Yeah, that's... I would say that's for a normal game. At least...
Yeah. AoN has been fighting. They've been a bit disconnected, but they've been fighting well. So I think they could still win this even with the gold deficit.
Yeah, and they have a very scary high ground with Winter Wyvern, Monkey King, Sand King, even the Nyx Assassin if he gets his Aghanim Seps is one of the strongest high ground heroes in the game.
Fortress.
Yeah. Very scary high ground from All or Nothing. And that might have been part of the draft they had in mind. Having a really strong high ground. Double damage on Shadowfiend, melting this top tier 3 at the moment. Does get back as they do not have creeps for the time being. The catapult is in for now. White Rabbit Gaming uses the fortify for the catapult and the rest of the creeps. And Shadowfiend is just gonna get this top tier 3 tower. Ski Hound does get the stun off onto Shadowfiend. They don't want to dive too deeply though, as Silencer does use the global ultimates. Ember Spirit just jumping in, does get a wicked 6 streak. Keo uses his ultimate but is so low on the Monkey King here, and AoN doesn't really have buybacks except for the Monkey King, and White Rabbit Gaming are gonna get this top set of racks. Ski Hound invis near White Rabbit Gaming. It's not very scary though, as it's only him and his Winter Wyvern.
It's exactly as I said, like...
And now
AoN
White
is
Rabbit
much
Gaming
more
just
colder.
go towards the middle lane, start pressuring this tier 3, and they are gonna get that tier 3 as well. Shadowfiend
kind of.
pushing the racks.
With the Beastmaster aura, the drums, the Deso, they just push so quick.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
All or nothing, not even wanting to use the Monkey King buyback.
The thing is, they don't have Alchemist, so even if Monkey King buys it back, they probably don't win the fight. And if they lose any heroes after not winning the fight,
Dire's
then
bottom
White
shrine
Rabbit can
is
just
under
end.
attack.
So at this point, you'd rather just sack the second racks and keep the buyback and potentially win later, rather than lose now, you know?
Yeah, it's not over yet. There's still a very small chance that All or Nothing can win this game. I have seen less likely comebacks.
Yeah. No, man, we'll see. I think, yeah, again, like, I think Kyo got off a really good ult in that fight, but he was just too low health already, and he got it off at the start of the Wyvern ult, so he ended up kind of burning down during the Wyvern ult and then dying without him, doing any damage. It's kind of unfortunate.
Ember Spirit goes onto Nyx Assassin, does get the searing chains off.
Oh, he guesses wrong.
Ultimate from Ember Spirit, neither is going to land.
Yeah, you can see he's feeling confident. He's going to be just throwing out remnants like that.
Yeah, he has the Aghanim Scepter as well, so he had 3 more charges where that came from.
Exactly. Yeah,
B
as soon as he
bottom
gets that
lane
level-
seems like White Rabbit Gaming wants to get this final set of racks and try and tell All or Nothing, listen, we're gonna push your racks. If there's something you can do about it, you should do it now. Otherwise, it's GG.
Structures are fortified.
Shadowfiend as a sieging tool, pushing that tier 3 tower. Monkey King ultimate does come through onto the Shadowfiend and the Beastmaster. Monkey King dropping pretty low, global silence does come through. 3-man snowball onto the Winter Wyvern does mean Winter Wyvern will fall. 2 buybacks from the side of All or Nothing. They only have 1 racks left, and now Shadowfiend is right clicking down. The Monkey King does have the force off as well. And it seems like White Rabbit Gaming does have this first game in the bag.
White Rabbit's just way too far ahead. They played this so well. You can tell the whole game they were just methodically pushing towers down, making sure to abuse their push power. They had drafted for it.
Good game, well played is called.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that's going to be a second game.
Guess we'll have to see what we'll do now. That was kind of a bleak one for AoN.
Yeah, it was a bleak one for AoN. They had some times in the game where it seemed like they have a little bit of a chance from coming back, but then the endless aggression from White Rabbit Gaming or Nothing, just not able to keep up with how aggressive WRG was playing.
There were like 3 fights, I'd say, where if their team was like together at the time instead of being apart at the start of the fight, they would have won all 3 convincingly. But because there was just that bit of a disconnect, they lost. I don't know.
Yeah, that and All or Nothing did overextend after winning fights,
Yeah,
forcing
no,
them
that's true.
to lose the advantage that they just gained.
Nice, like
have a-
Alchemist. Like it was nice the Alchemist getting those kills, but Alchemist doesn't really care about kills. He just wants to be any creeps when that's happening.
Not at all, you just actually, it seems like that's how you play against Alchemist. You just throw bodies at him, and even if he gets triple kills, it's still not worth it as he got a 15-minute Radiance.
Yeah, no.
And some people would think he was having a good game, but clearly that's not what was happening.
No, I think early game Ski was MVP, but I think later B definitely took over. Like, he just made so much space.
Yeah, B did so much work, and the Silencer ultimate was on point every single fight. As they want to cast the ultimates, they just global
As
silence.
soon as they initiate, they global silence and there's no counter initiate. It's just, yeah. was a well executed draft, I guess. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you need to get those Yule Scepters and Manta Styles and BKBs out in order to counter the Silencer. And even then, you don't want to use your Manta Style just to remove a silence, but that's I guess how it works.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the end game stats here. This is gonna be a 15-minute break, a 10-minute break, sorry. So Euro damage from
Well,
or
is
nothing.
there anything? Wait, so how does the casting work? Obviously, it's not like live or anything now, right?
It is live now.
Oh, and is this for YouTube or something?
Yeah, it's on YouTube as well.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm new to this.
Yeah, let's quickly have a look at this. Okay, so Euro damage. Most Euro damage from White Rabbit Gaming was the Shadow Fiend, 26k, and no one on AoN. Actually, Winter Wyvern having 12k Euro damage, so that was a pretty good pick for them. And graphs, let's have a look at the team XP and net worth. Wow, it was really even. There was an Alchemist though, but it was really even for like the first 18 minutes. And then White Rabbit Gaming, I think it was after that Roche fight, just completely took control of the game.
The thing is, though, it's kind of unfair to say that it was even when you got an Alchemist. Like,
Yeah,
if
it is
it's
unfair.
Even, but there's an Alchemist, then it means that it's actually like there's for the Alchemist, you know, like whatever.
Yeah, actually, AoN was a little
even
bit
is losing.
behind.
Yeah, that was why. I mean, I was surprised when they were able to fight so well a few times. It was so close a few times. They got a bunch of kills a lot of times, but yeah, I think it ended up just being that White Rabbit played the map better, and their positioning was just better overall.
Yeah, White Rabbit Gaming, they just decided to be super aggressive, like really, really aggressive, and it worked.
I mean, you say that they lost to AoN because of aggression.
No, they didn't lose. They just
Yeah. Oh, did they just? Oh,
yeah.
they,
AoN played aggressive
worse.
against White Rabbit Gaming, and White Rabbit Gaming should crush All or Nothing theoretically, because they are second in Prem, and All or Nothing was just started out.
Yeah.
And it was because All or Nothing was just running at them with a really early game strategy. But it seems like White Rabbit Gaming more than adapted to it by just fighting fire with fire.
Yeah, exactly. Or, I don't know, I think that could be even just like a proof of concept for them, you know?
Yeah.
Just kind of, we lost, well, no, we had difficulties against this strategy. If we can learn it and do it ourselves, then we can understand it better and do better against it, I guess.
Yeah, it could be that as well.
I'm honestly, I don't know. Firstly, I don't really like the whole. I don't know the Elk and like MK. It just felt like neither hero wants to fight early into the Beastmaster lineup.
Yeah, Monkey King is a weird hero because he's kind of he is a fighting carry, but he does need to hit a couple of items before he's useful. He's pretty useless without at least his Maelstrom.
Yeah, I think the big thing is they probably expected him to have a bigger lane. The reason Monkey King doesn't get picked that much anymore is because you either win your lane and do really well, and then it's a free game, or you lose your lane and then playing Monkey King from behind just isn't that great right now. Like other core heroes will just have more of an impact for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, your insight's been really good. Like yeah, not caught up with the meta at all.
Yeah. I don't know, I watched a lot of it. Obviously, I might just be talking shit the whole time. I don't know.
It's fine as long as it sounds good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. You know.
Yeah.
If it sounds good enough, it's whatever.
I'm going to switch to a very terrible mic now, so don't be afraid.
Wait, is my mic louder now?
It's louder now, but it has a lot of background noise. I already set it to be at 200%, so...
Yeah. Wait, so there's a lot of background noise now. Wait, Should be fine. Wait, how can I? Mm. Yeah, no, I realize. I've always wondered how. I've always wondered how casters are stupid enough to make that mistake, but then I just realized that they just don't turn it on in the beginning.
Yeah, I have
When-
push to talk when I play usually, so...
Exactly. If you do push to talk, does it work or not?
When I push to talk, I don't know. Might sound better.
Yeah,
Like unnecessary noises.
exactly. But I don't know. Wait, so are we still? Is it still recording or whatever? Or no?
This is still... this is still a stream.
You stream the whole time? Oh, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, otherwise...
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. Nah, because I was just gonna ask if there's anything I should do, like casting differently. I don't know.
Give me a second. To everyone still watching the stream, I just unmuted the mic again. We are having some troubles with the game coordinator, which just came back online.
Yeah, just fixed for me.
So now we can finish setting up the lobby. And we should be able to jump right back into the second game.
Has the toss happened?
Sorry?
Oh, I guess it would just be the opposite of last game. Never mind, I'm being dumb.
Oh, I have to quickly finish setting up the lobby. Previous match ID, previous winner Daya. Selection priority manual. Who gets first pick this game?
First pick is White Rabbit this game.
Okay,
Because they
awesome.
had last pick last game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What happened? I started
wait,
the
what?
game. What just happened? Are you loading
just
in?
lost all of White Rabbit. No. All of WRG just left out of nowhere. Whack!
Dude. But everyone on the stream can hear you unwrapping your your chips or whatever.
Chips. Definitely not.
What's happening, dude?
Nothing. I wasn't gonna pack a bomb, I promise. I'll be my mic if I do that, don't worry. I love how White Rabbit, like, they've all managed to mess up their names for the team thing. Oh, actually, except B. B's got his name down, you know? WRG.B. But the rest of them, there's either 2 dots or it's
Yeah.
Petunia being Petunia being special.
Pros, by the way.
Ooh. Yeah. President.
Petunia should join the side, yeah. Okay, here we go. Hopefully the lobby settings didn't reset as well. Dude, your mic's making so much noise now.
Oh shit. Okay. I'll just try and keep quiet rather than talking. Is my voice fine though? I think that's the important thing. Because it was way too quiet last time.
Yeah, you can set it softer. I think now it's worse than it was.
Oh shit. Okay. I'll just change this clip.
Because now it's like I can hear your entire house.
Yeah. Okay, is that better now?
Think so. I'll be able to tell more. First ban for All or Nothing is the Tusk, not wanting to play against the BEE Tusk this game.
Yeah.
And White
But I
Rabbit
mean-
Gaming, respect ban on the Nyx Assassin. Know that
Exactly.
Ski Hound was MVP for All or Nothing the previous game. On
Yeah,
that
definitely
Nyx
feels like-
Assassin.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the fours with like the star players of that game. I mean, you can definitely tell by the way the heroes have gone. And the same bands other than that from WRG though. They obviously don't like the Marana and the Lesh. And then again, Grimstroke's just a super strong hero, and they don't have first pick on AoN, so I guess they don't want to risk giving that up.
I think you're gonna have to
it's-
change your mic settings again. Every time you make an S or T sound, it sounds like a nuclear bomb just exploded.
Okay, wait. Is that fine now?
I think that's better, yeah.
Okay.
I did make you louder on Discord. So
Yeah.
okay,
And just make sure to tell me if I'm too loud or
5
Too
seconds remaining.
cool. All or Nothing, third ban. Slardar.
yeah. The Grim and Slaughter from last game, Marana Lesh from last game for White Rabbit. They clearly have like set bans that they like, and then obviously
Yeah. Just heroes they don't want to play against. And now White Rabbit Gaming take the Winter Wyvern from AoN, I think. That was the other hero that did a lot of work for AoN, and now they can't pick it.
Radiant team pick.
Ooh, Spirit Breaker. Usually White Rabbit Gaming bans it, but now they decided to ban the Nyx Assassin rather, and that's the Ogre Magi coming through as well.
Yeah, it's interesting to see straight away, like, they're picking. They aren't waiting for the time to go down, they're not talking about it, they know what they want, you know?
Yeah, and at the same time, it doesn't seem like they are disheartened or intimidated by all after that first game.
Yeah.
They just keep doing them. A lot of confident picks coming through, not over deliberating what to pick.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm actually not sure though.
Dire team
I don't
back.
know if they're particularly good against Wyvern, but I think they might just be heroes that they wanted. So Lina, I think that's because again, like if it's a good mid lane, then the Lina goes mid. But if it isn't, then the Lina could be a 4 or actually no, you don't want 5 this game. So yeah, the Lina will either be mid or 4.
Yeah,
And
bait
Ogre
picks
as
coming
well.
through from both teams.
Exactly.
Ogre Magi and the Lina.
Yeah, because Ogre again could be a 3 or a 5. Although I don't know.
And this is gonna sound really stupid, but I've seen weirder things so far in the international. Like,
10
can the
seconds
Wyvern be a really big bait pick? Because carry Winter Wyvern,
5 seconds.
it
I don't
can
think so.
it can
Hey,
work.
I don't think so. I saw Size
Dire team
like
back.
once ages ago, and he demolished the game from what I know, and I haven't seen it since then. So I don't know if it's good or not, but I feel
As
like,
far as I know, it's pretty good. But I've just been playing it in like pubs for
Radiant
the
team
lols.
back.
But it can definitely catch a team off guard if you want to do that.
It's interesting. They've traded the Naga ban from White Rabbit last game to AoN this game. I guess they just don't want it. Yeah, I mean, it is probably good against Barra, and it's good against Ogre as well, so it makes sense. And then here,
10 seconds remaining.
Nyx and Jug. I'm assuming that that makes me think that that's
5
probably
seconds
a
remaining.
4 Lina, because obviously in lane they would be able to
Radiant
either
team
spin or
pick.
rage off the stun, so that'd be pretty good against the lane.
Oh, yeah, that's meta, dude. Yeah, that's probably true. So all or nothing if
I
they
don't
read
know.
into
I'm not
this.
sure if that's true, but I can't see
Yeah.
why else to ban that, because the other option is obviously they want to go for something like a Bat Rider or something.
Yeah.
That really can't. Well, that doesn't want to lane against the series, I guess.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they don't want the magic community at all. And what makes it even more interesting is the
5
fact that
seconds remaining.
Winter Wyvern's ultimate does go through BKB, so
Dire team
is
Yeah.
able to cancel the BKB TPs from the Juggernaut and the Lifestealer.
Yeah, so it's almost like I'm not sure why. I guess I assume that they've got a further pick that's counted by them, because so far the Wyvern is a pretty good hero against them. This Shadow Demon, it's like what I was talking about earlier with the Nyx Assassin and that. You pick Shadow Demon because then the enemy team can't
10
pick like a
seconds
Bloodseeker or a Slark or something, because when you ult them in the fight, they just can't do anything.
5 seconds
With
remaining.
the slow, and if you get an axe, the break against some heroes is insane. I think Shadow Demon's definitely it's shown up at TI a lot, like with Ogre as well, where they've just become really strong heroes. They're getting
Radiant
picked up a lot.
team pick.
Ember Spirit.
I think
Ember,
another thing with Shadow Demon
again.
is the save, because obviously if someone gets ulted by Wyvern, and if the Shadow Demon has an Aether Lens, he can just bubble the person that gets ulted and they won't take damage.
Oh yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, that's a really good counter for the Winter Wyvern. And it does mean that All or Nothing did show their hands, and it is going to be a past 3 Ogre Magi. Almost definitely.
No, for
5
sure.
seconds remaining.
And I mean, I think that Ember's probably just a comfort pick there if they're picking it again. Although again, I mean, as we were saying, bait picks could be a mid. So,
Yeah.
let's see.
And that's really meta nowadays. Just picking a hero that can go mid or safe lane, or mid and safe lane and off lane and everything,
Well, I
like
mean,
Ogre
that's the
Magi.
Mesh ban, it's Lina as well.
Like, I remember with the internationals, it was like, okay, we pick a support now, we pick a carry now, we pick a... It used
Yeah,
to
if
always
you-
be way more
If
simple.
you had 2 picks, you pick your support and your 3.
Yeah.
And your first pick, you pick the current broken off laner, and
And then
that,
Puppy
you know,
came and just said, screw that, I'm gonna change everything forever and just draft in whatever order I want to. You have no idea if I'm going to be carry or mid
10
or...
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, OG are probably the epitome of that in TI so far. They've had a
5
mid Earth
seconds
Spirit, they've had
remaining.
Yeah.
safe lane carry Wisp that's just dominating games.
No one knows what they're doing, ever.
Yeah, the Spectre, I like that as a pick this game, because none of those heroes... Lina kind of, but not really. None of those heroes can kill a Spectre, really. Ember's damage over time for the most part, unless you go like a physical build, he's not that much burst, so Spectre can kind of tank that.
But isn't it
And
debatable that the Spectre pick might be a little too late game for how early game White Rabbit Gaming plays it?
Kind of, but the thing is, the White Rabbit, okay, until the Bounty is a really good early hero, but until the
Yeah.
Bounty, those are three, none of those heroes want to be pushing in that early. I mean, Ember, kind of, but you need another hero.
Yeah,
That's
it's
one
not
thing.
as
White
aggressive for them this game without the Tusk.
10
Okay, let's think about it.
seconds
Last game, they first picked Tusk Beastmaster. You've already got Beastmaster who just wants to be
remaining.
hitting towers from minute one.
Yeah.
They end up going for like the Shadow Fiend, who also he's got his aura. He wants to be hitting towers. This game, they haven't got anyone. They haven't got anyone who can hit towers on White Rabbit at the moment. I mean,
Yeah.
same with All or Nothing, I guess. Well, I mean, they've got Bloodlust though, which will help with that.
And White Rabbit Gaming, the first, like the Bounty Hunter pick, it's definitely not meta if you watch TI, but it is more than a comfort pick, as they do have the Bounty Hunter player that's really, really good on Bounty.
Who's this?
I don't know, I remember watching it yesterday and it was absolutely insane. I want to say it was Jappa, not exactly sure.
I'd assume it would be a 3 bounty. The thing with the bounty pick, based on their lineup so far, it's kind of a, I don't know, it was something I first saw actually in Midas mode, where like they would random 4 heroes and then just pick up a bounty. And what you do is, like, if you've random say 4 carries, then you just get them to run around the bounty and get kills, and that's how they farm. So this game, the way that they're gonna play is probably gonna be, they're gonna be running around with like the Ember, the Lina, the Bounty, and they're just gonna be chasing kills all game.
So it's a very
And,
fight-orientated way of playing
exactly.
the game.
Because if they can do that successfully, and they can get like a whole bunch of kills early, they will scale so quick with the Bounty ults,
10
obviously the
seconds
track goal.
remaining.
So I think
Yeah.
I like it with the Ember based on that,
5
because
seconds
I
remaining.
mean, Ember's good at splitting and farming in that, but he can also scale so quick if you have a good kill-based lineup like this.
Yeah, 100%. And Ember Spirit, as far as I know, it's pretty good against Shadow Demon as well.
Yeah, it's decent. The thing is, it's actually not. In fact, I think it's actually pretty bad against it, just because Shadow Demon's ult is a really strong slow, and when Ember's slowed, his ult obviously moves
Yeah.
really slow. So you've either got one in the base, and then you're just using it to escape, which doesn't help you win a fight, or you can't play the fight because you move too slow. So
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'd give the edge to. Okay, the thing is, like objectively, I'd probably give the edge of the draft so far to AoN, just because I think it's probably more well-rounded. But I think White Rabbit will probably win this, just because I think they're going to get so many kills early with that bounty that they'll scale out of control.
Yeah, and they know how to get kills, like they showed previous game. There was like 3 kills a minute or something
Exactly.
at one point.
Like, last game, I would have said the same thing, where I would have said AoN probably wins fights, but I don't know. We'll see for sure.
Yeah, this last pick for All or Nothing, I feel like is gonna have to be something really big.
The tiny ban, okay, the OD ban is pretty obvious. It's just OD would eat like Spectre and those big bulky heroes. He just kind of chows them, so that's why they banned OD. But the tiny ban is, that's a hero that would be able to fight them early. They'll be able to fight against White Rabbit like for AoN. Because if they had like a tiny mid, for instance, then they've got Barrow, Ogre, and Tiny. They could just kind of, and Shadow Demon as well is really good. They can just run around the map getting kills, and like Spectre can just be farming in a lane while the rest of his team makes kills. As soon as they're low, Spectre ults, comes in, gets free gold, and that's how he farms.
Yeah, it could go well for All or Nothing. I think they do have enough early game to fight back the early game of White Rabbit Gaming with the Ogre and the Burrow.
I think something that can fight early for their mid laner.
Yeah,
And then-
really early, like at the very start of the game, they have the edge, I
I think
think.
probably the same for White Rabbit, unless it's gonna be. The thing is, Lina and Amber can both mid.
Skyrath
And
Skyrath,
Skyroth, final pick for White Rabbit Gaming. That's the fighting hero they needed. It is a mid
I don't really
Skyroth
like-
mage, I think.
I don't really like Skyrath this game. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like against a Spectre, an Ogre, and a Shadow Demon, he can kind of just get bursted at the start of fights. Like Shadow Demon can save people from
10 seconds
this combo,
remaining.
and I think the Spectre ult will shred a Skyrath later.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
I definitely think if AoN has a good like early game fighting lineup, fighting mid, sorry, that can create some space for the Spectre, then I think they've got this. But if White Rabbit plays the way that I think they will, and they're just making kills all game, then they're gonna farm out of control with the bounty.
Yeah, it's gonna help White Rabbit with the farm, but then also they don't have any pushing now. Like really, I mean Lina debatably, but yeah.
Exactly.
I mean White Rabbit
not-
Gaming maybe going a little bit too far for this fighting build and not really an objective lineup at all. I'm definitely favoring All or Nothing's draft, to be
Oh
honest.
yeah. The thing is, AoN doesn't really have push either, but they don't need it.
Yeah, because they
I
have
think
the
I
late
agree with
game.
Okay, we'll see now. Pugna.
And now
Okay, I
the
love that.
Pugna, the
I love
Skyroth mage, yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah.
They do have the late
Skyroth
game
does
no
have
matter
it.
what they picked, so...
I think they have to put there. Lina's mid. Okay, I was gonna say earlier they have to put Lina mid because if they don't, then they don't have a single hero that can hit towers.
And
they don't have anything
Pugna
that
is
can do
so
physical
good
damage.
against the Lina and the Skyroth mage. Lina just get instantly bursted if she ultimate, same for
Yeah.
Skyroth mage. Oh, I really like that Pugna pick. And they would have
Yeah.
won late game no matter what they pick, last pick, so it can just as well be a Pugna.
The Pugna is also amazing against the Bounty because Bounty, or like think about it, he's a squishy hero who just wants to kind of run at you and get some physical damage off if he can.
10 seconds
But Pugna
remaining.
can just decrepify him and then he can't hit and he'll just pop so quick to magic
5
damage.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Yeah, I'm definitely favoring this draft for All or Nothing. I'm gonna say it, I
Yeah.
think if White Rabbit Gaming wins, it would be purely based out of outplaying them.
Yeah, exactly. If they win it, okay. Either they know like there's some lane matchup that I'm not considering.
Yeah.
Or that they're not considering, I guess. Where
There is always that chance, these are really good players, they maybe just know
Yeah.
something we don't know, and
exactly. You do always have to consider that, but at the same time, I just feel like AoN's fight is a lot easier to execute. Even just their game is a lot easier to play. Because what you do is you have, as I said, you have 4 heroes playing together. You got the Pugna with the 2 supports and the offlaner running around getting kills, and you have Spectre farming. And anytime they make a kill, Spectre ults, and you push with that. Like,
yeah, you just play it that
Why
way,
can't we
pretty
go down?
simple gaming, and it's going to be, should be All or Nothing's game if that happens. But White Rabbit Gaming is going to have a say of their own, as they are
I think
definitely planning on being very aggressive early game.
the one edge I would give to White Rabbit is that they're the only team that has some kind of farming mechanic like built into their heroes with the bounty. Because the thing is, none of the heroes on the Dire can really. Like, Pugna's not going to be farming that fast, even if he is winning the game really hard. He'll mostly get farm off kills and like pushing towers. And then Spectre
Yeah.
doesn't farm that much into radius. So I think Bounty's the best farming hero in this game, and he's the best farming hero for his team as well. So that could end up with them scaling really quick.
Yeah, there's the potential for White Rabbit Gaming to just scale so much out of control that the late game of All or Nothing really doesn't matter. I mean, if Bounty Hunter does really well, he's gonna get a Desolator. There's a Lina that has a lot of attack speed. They do have some pushing potential now with the Lina mid, if they spiral out of control.
Because you haven't got anything like a Sven or like an Alchemist or something where they've got these mechanics. They can just if they get the farm that they need, they can just farm much faster than the rest of the game, get a few items and end. They haven't really got that on
30
either team.
seconds to battle.
There might be somewhat of a mental aspect to this game as well, since All or Nothing does have the Spirit Breaker, and usually that's the first ban for White Rabbit Gaming, so they clearly don't like playing against Spirit Breaker, and that might mean that Bara is going to have a really good game.
Yeah. I think it's also, I don't know, in my experience, the Baraban is also just, it always feels like when you're playing with a Barra, he does nothing.
Kyo does try to
Barra.
contest the bottom rune of White Rabbit Gaming. This could be a big play if he does manage to get it. And that is 2 runes for both teams. Kyo does have the teleportation scroll ready.
They managed to get the, Baron managed to get the rune top.
Oh, they got 3 runes. Okay, well played. AoN winning the rune contestation this game. Previous game it was in WRG's favor. And Spectre in the tree lines. BEE is looking for him. Does manage to walk past him, so he will safely make it towards his lane.
Actually, that is one thing. The Bounty and the Scaroth are going to be able to harass the Spectre so much. And Spectre
Yeah.
farms slow enough already, so having his gold stolen by the Bounty is going to be sad, right?
Yeah, definitely. And Harry the Hams already uses his salve in the top lane. A pause does come through. Spectre. Pause the game. Kyo disconnects. Probably some technical difficulty.
His mace. Still cheating on the ground or what?
With the Bara or the Ogre?
I think it's Ski's talking about his mace. Whatever. I think so far it's good that they were able to make the Ember use his salve early, because you know if they can harass him enough, then he won't be able to lane really well. Although the Wyvern is good at harassing, so we'll see.
Yeah, All or Nothing has a lot of harassment in this top lane. Did you see them force out all the regeneration from Ember Spirit? I think he used like a Shade Tango and a Tango because he was really low for a while there. And now he has to use a salve as well. And I'm pretty sure he would have eaten his trees. Because I doubt he's... yeah, he definitely eats at his trees as well. So forced to plant 2 iron branches already and use a salve. AoN is doing pretty well, and Ogre Magi does have the mangoes to keep the harassment coming.
Yeah. I think they're definitely going to want to put a lot of pressure on this Ember. If they can make sure that he doesn't have a good early game. I don't know, I think the Pugna should come out in top mid, and if that means, like, they'll probably lose bot a bit, but even then, if the Spectre draws even with the Ember, then they're winning. It's kind of like an Alchemist thing. The farm just matters a lot more on the Spectre.
Yeah. Yeah, Spectre isn't a good laning hero at all, and also not a good flash farming hero, so all the farm you get on a Spectre is very effective.
I think, yeah, this game it's going to be, can AoN make space for the Spectre to farm, and can White Rabbit keep up the pace of the game and get a lot of kills so that they can actually farm themselves.
Middle lane Pugna did level the Decrepify. You think that's to stop Precious Petunia from last hitting?
That's exactly what it is. The thing is though, Lena's pretty good against it because she's got Dragon Slayer to get last hits anyway.
Yeah, I still think it is a Pugna favored matchup.
Yeah. Well, Pugna against Interior is just kind of sad for this one. Also, Kyo's being harassed a lot box.
Top lane, look how deep All or Nothing are being. 2 melee heroes with a lot of HP just diving the Wyvern. And Wyvern does come off on top. They're doing a lot more damage to AoN.
Yeah, no, they're just playing under the enemy team's tower.
Kyo. Only 4 tangos left, and Bounty Hunter actually manages to drop this Kyo pretty low. Be aggressive onto the Spectre, but the egg from Leshrac will assure that Kyo is going to survive for now.
The egg from Leshrac.
Yeah, very good egg from Leshrac. Middle lane, Remedy dropped pretty low. He does manage to survive though to the Lena's aggressiveness.
Yeah. I mean, you can see Pacino is leveling the Dragon Slave. He's just trying to shove this low health Pugna out of the lane. I think. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, he did quite a lot of damage onto the Lena there. And now Spectre running back to base. This is the last thing you want.
He's got 1 last hit and 1 deny. It's almost 3 minutes now. The Spectre does not have a game right now.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for the side of All or Nothing.
Yeah.
Top
whereas
lane,
the
still just some
Embers-
harassment coming through onto the Winter Wyvern.
Like, they're bullying them for sure, but the Ember's still keeping up in CS with Ogre, so it's not even like it's been one that hard.
Yeah,
And
compared to the
mid is
Spectre, this
whitewash,
Ember
so-
Spirit is having the lane of his life.
This Lena's actually, I think they really expected the Scaroth mid. I'm not sure.
I think so as well, because it was the last pick. And Pugna still pretty decent against Lina mid. Top lane, Skion very aggressive onto the Ember Spirit. Skion now drops pretty low with the Arctic Burn from Winter Wyvern.
And at the same time, they're
Spirit
chasing
Breaker
Kira.
does pop the salve though.
Yeah. Kira's just had to sell that bottom as well. Both the
Oh,
side
wow.
lanes are just fighting constantly.
Literally all the farm Kyo has been getting is just going towards regeneration items.
Yeah, they're busy going on Stash Bar. There's your first blood.
Ooh, that's a first blood for Jappa. Spirit Breaker
I
does
don't think
charge
yet,
B.
though.
B is going to get dived here, and that's a bashed onto the Skyroth Mage.
That was a lucky bash, eh?
A very lucky
think
bash.
they Otherwise.
17% chance, by the way.
Okay, well that is nice, because it does definitely help out the spec lane. But I mean, what it does is it gives Skyroth all his mana back as well.
Yeah, Skyroth might almost be happy with that.
Yeah. He's just kind of thanks for the free TP back to the lane with full mana.
Shadow Demon D wards the ward from White Rabbit Gaming, and B stopping the Shadow Demon from pulling the lane there. Top lane, Baron Biceps aggressive onto Harry the Hams. Kyo is here as well. Oh, and they don't get the kill on the Spectre, unfortunately. Still, this is a lane rotation from AoN. Now, maybe Spectre will be able to get some farm.
Yeah, it looks like they're swapping the lanes completely actually. They're probably going to want to go mid. They've got DD on the Lina and the Scaroth's rotated. He hasn't got Ancient Seal yet, which I guess makes sense for harassing him.
Middle lane, B, aggressive onto Remedy. There is a stun as well for the Lina, as well as the double damage, and the Decrypify is not going to be enough to save Remedy, as that is a mid lane kill onto the Pugna.
This mid lane is honestly a bit of a disaster now for
Radiant's
AoN.
middle tower.
Yeah, it's a massive disaster for AoN, as they thought they have that mid lane in the bag, but now Pugna is very far behind in farm compared to the Lina. Spirit Breaker does gank mid though onto Precious Petunia. Pugna does have his Q available, and it is going to be enough to drop down Precious Petunia quite low on this Lina. Lina does have 2 bottle charges. Is going to use it now. Skion being pretty deep. Sad Boy Sessions here as well on the Shadow Demon. They do get the kill onto the Lina, but now Remedy is dropping pretty low from the tower damage, but or nothing. Still being aggressive onto this Winter Wyvern in the middle lane. And that is a double kill for Remedy. Very good rotations for the side of All or Nothing. Skyroth Mage though in the middle lane. He wants the skill on Remedy. The defensive egg is going to be enough to save the Pugna. And now that's 3 kills in the middle lane for All or Nothing. Really good rotations from the support. Meanwhile, with the rotations forced, Kyo does manage to catch up in farm just slightly in this bottom lane, as he does have a free lane for now.
That's really big. Again, Skihound, another game coming in, making sure that the lanes don't go too badly for his team. He makes a kill buff, goes mid, makes another 3 kills actually in the end. And then I think so far the Shadow Demon's been saving really well. Like they're the bubble to take.
Yeah,
against
Skihound's doing so much work on this Boss 4, and then the bubbles from Shadow Fiend, I agree, is absolutely
You can see that
insane.
basically the Ember and the Spectre are basically playing useful lanes at this
Bottom
point.
lane, Baron Biceps stun onto Jappa, but Jappa is still tower diving. They really want the skill onto the Ogre Magi or the Spectre. 2 teleportations are forced from the side of All or Nothing. Now Jappa is dropping pretty low. The yield does come through from the Winter Wyvern. Baron Biceps, you need to be careful here, as he's dropping pretty low to the Bounty Hunter. Everyone from All or Nothing are brawling here at the moment. WOG All or Nothing brawl. That's 2 kills for the side of AoN and 1 for White Rabbit Gaming. Skiant wants to be even more aggressive here, even with his low HP. See if he can get that lucky 17% chance bash again. 4 stacks of the Shadow Poison on the Winter Wyvern is enough for Shadow Shadow Demon to get that kill.
At the same time, Remedy goes down mid again.
Oh
Like, that
no.
was, yeah, the support rotations from AoN have been really good.
It has been
I think
good, but
the-
it is a very...
Yeah, I think the
Almost
big thing with that
overdone.
fight bot, yeah, I don't know. The bounty also got his 6 now, so they're gonna start scaling.
Oh.
And Kyo dying is bad.
That's very bad for AoN. B getting the kill on the Spectre. Spectre only has
Yeah.
18 last hits. That was almost a little bit of a comeback for him, but now again, that kill will assure that his farm is not where it should be. Top lane, Shadow Demon rotation onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit does have his ultimate to escape for now. So he should survive. He actually starts channeling his TP. Baron Biceps could have almost fire blasted him there, but he does know the timings on the cooldowns. Shadow Demon, Egg onto the Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern dropping pretty low. That's a killing spree for Sad Boy Sesh on the Shadow Demon. And Kyo is not getting last hits, but he is joining a lot of the fights. And even compared to the Spectre, he has, I think, about the same net worth as the Spectre. Yeah, both of them around 2.3k net worth.
The thing is though, they're fighting top, they're getting kills, but even if they get the tower, they're losing their bot tower and their tower at the same time.
Yeah, middle tower is dropping really low now for all or nothing. Precious Petunia just hitting it with the double damage. And it seems like all AoN wants to do is deny this tower. They won't even get the deny off though, even with Ogre Magi and Spirit Breaker focusing it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Middle lane, Baron Biceps stun onto the Lina as well as the Decripify from Remedy. Remedy should be able to get this kill here, but Lina is really fast and he might even be able to just run out. Skihound does have the Charge of Darkness though, and the 17% chance bash is enough to get the kill.
Yeah. Kyo just still hasn't really got a game. If you switch to net worth, the Skihound's got more net worth than the Spectre right now.
Oh, that's really bad for all or
I guess-
nothing. They really wanted Spectre to at least have a semi-decent lane. I think he would have never won the lane, but at least have something
The thing
okay.
is, they haven't even really started getting bounty kills,
Dire's
and
middle
the
tower
cores
has
from
fallen.
White Rabbit are still pretty far ahead already. Which I guess, yeah, they just seem to have laned it.
Repo caught out in the top triangle. That's a kill for all or nothing on the Remedy Spagna mid. So now Remedy actually caught up quite a lot with this Lina. Only 400 net worth behind the Lina at the moment.
Yeah. No, Remedy's done a really good. You know what? I say he has done a good job, but at the same time, his team's done a really good job of getting him back.
Yeah, his team's
The
rotations
Shadow
have been
Demon
insane. Bottom lane, WG wants to be aggressive here. Kyo can't farm this game at all. Sad Boy Sesh is dropping really low. The Skyroth ultimate does come through. Winter Wyvern, Winter's Curse is enough to kill off the Skyroth Mage. Now Skihound really wants to use his ultimate on the Bounty Hunter. It is finally gonna come through as they do get the kill on the Bounty Hunter. Now Skihound does use the Charge of Darkness onto Harry the Hams, but Harry the Ham still gets the kill onto the Spirit Breaker, and now that is a Remedy kill onto
That's very worth it for AoN.
onto the Ember Spirit. Yeah, WRG may be being a little bit too aggressive now, as that's definitely worth it for AoN.
Yeah, no, I don't know if that. I would agree. I think that's probably too aggressive because they're fighting under AoN's tower where they can just TP in more heroes constantly, and like they haven't got the Lina, who is their highest net worth at the moment. I think if anything, they should maybe be fighting with the Lina and having the Ember farm. But I mean, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, just a guess. It seems like WG, they are going for this really aggressive strategy, and sometimes
Because
with
it does
such
feel
a
like this
aggressive
Ember's having
strategy,
games
there is the
tactical
chance of overcommitting.
Yeah. Oh.
Radiant's top tower.
Para charge onto Bounty Hunter, so much damage coming through from that Decripify life drain on Remedy, and that's a killing spree now for Remedy. Winter's Curse onto Ogre Magi, and now Winter Wyvern tries to TP out, and he does manage to get that TP. Well played. Remedy double kill though as the Skyroth Mage will fall.
But you know what? Okay, White Rabbit is playing this just better. They're losing kills, but mid tower's gone, the Ember's just farming mid, and top tower's just gone down to the Lina. The thing is, they're just not getting objectives for AoN fights.
They aren't getting objectives, but they are getting way more than they have got in the previous game. They do have the tier 1 mid and top, which is already more towers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but like, I don't know, I'm talking like right now.
Middle lane, Lina tries to TP out, but Ogre Magi does have the multicast stun. Ogre Magi trying to use his Nether Strike. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Spectre seems like he is going to fall there. And in the middle lane, it's a kill on the Lina as well.
Yeah, I think the Lina kill is huge there. But at the same time, that was a track kill, and they should get the tower off this. I think they're just, yeah, they're playing the map well.
Definitely worth it for White Rabbit Gaming, as the Spectre has been struggling so much to get farm. He's been forced to buy a Hood of Defiance on the Spectre, which is not what he wants. And now Winter Wyvern out of position, and Remedy does get the kill onto the Winter Wyvern.
The other thing is just the kills that White Rabbit Gaming are getting. Like, they get that one Spectre kill, but it's right by this tier 1 tower.
And Bara charge onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit does manage to survive for now, as he does use his ultimate to escape. Spectre trying to haunt in, hoping to get a kill, but the Ember Spirit is able to escape. B does use his Mystic Flare aggressively, and it is him falling for now. Jappa bottom lane is banished. Defensive Winter Wyvern Cold Embrace, just to ensure that his bounty hunter will be able to get out there.
This doesn't feel good for AoN. It almost feels like a little, I don't want to say rushed, but just they don't seem like coordinated there.
Keo does have the Spectral Dagger onto the Lina. They are chasing Lina pretty deep here with the Spirit Breaker charge as well.
The issue is they can't trade kills like this. Even if they get the same number of kills, the die is getting track kills.
Slow onto Spectre. Spectre in between 5 White Rabbit Gaming heroes at the moment. He needs to be careful. Ski Hound does charge. He really wants to skill onto the Lina, but the Cold Embrace is in time from Winter Wyvern, and that's a kill onto the Spirit Breaker. Now, Lina does get the stun off onto the Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi dropping pretty low with the Laguna Blade as well, and Lina is not going to fall, but the Spectral Dagger from Keo is enough to at least get a kill onto the core from All or Nothing. Not exactly sure who goes on top in that fight, who won that fight, but it was a fight indeed.
If AoN can push this tower, then it's good for them, but if not, it's just time that the Spectre isn't really playing. She's starting to catch up at it. She's ahead of the Ember, which is really good.
Yeah, it is actually going pretty well now, because look at the Ogre Magi. He has a lot of farm with the miners that came in.
Yeah, but the issue is, like, skirmishy fights like that, where you're just trading kills but not getting objectives, they're just so much better for White Rabbit than for AoN, because with those fights, they're going to attract them constantly.
That, and it seems like White Rabbit Gaming, they are pushing the bottom lane now, and they are just getting way more objectives with the fights that they are winning.
Exactly, they're just getting more out of the map. Although they did commit a lot for bot lane, so this is the first time that we've seen them, like, this early, pushing as 5, you know, instead of having one hero farming on the other side of the map.
Spirit Breaker with the Invisibility Rune is going to charge the Skyroth Mage, and that's a kill onto the Skyroth Mage for Remedy. Even another kill now for Remedy. 10 kills on this Pug now mid, having a really good game.
Yeah, no, Remedy's ended up, he stepped it up this game for sure. He's just been all around the map making space, which is exactly what he needs to do. And obviously that's only because his support duo were able to set him up so well earlier.
When a lot of rage pings coming through from the Pug now, he knows that Spectre is getting ganked, and Spectre will get back. And it seems like All or Nothing does have control over their own jungle once again.
Oh, the Spectre build is kind of sad. You hate to see a Hood drum Spectre.
Yeah, you really do. So much defensive items coming through. Every item he has is a defensive item.
He's just
even the Blade Mail is being queued up.
Yeah. Like, if he's not going to go Radiance, then at least like a Mantle Diffusal or something, you know? This is just kind of, it's almost admitting defeat as a Spectre.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree. I feel like I might be missing something, but I feel like this is playing not to lose. Yeah, I feel like this is playing not to lose, not playing to win.
Yeah, exactly. But, I don't know, we'll see.
Bottom lane, AoN want to pressure this tier 1 tower bot from White Rabbit Gaming. Ski Hound, aggressive charge onto B, does have the ultimate as well, and that's going to be enough to burst down B on the Skyroth Mage. Now, Remedy out of position with the Winter's Curse. Egg does save Remedy for now, but Remedy has to run. He is a pretty fast hero. Bounty Hunter does TP in, as does the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit uses his ultimate to get 2 kills there.
They were just caught out under White Rabbit's tower, so they can all just TP in.
Yeah.
The thing is also they've got decent catch on White. Well, they have good catch on both teams, I guess. They got Spectre, Baron, and then Ember.
You hear a lot of pros say you don't want to fight in the triangle. Usually, you don't really push out your safe lane because fights like that you always just tend to lose them. There's so many close teleportation spots and everything just favoring your team in that triangle.
And it's the whole thing, it's like how you'll see the Dire will often go and play in the Radiant Triangle later in the game. And it's just, you want to hold that section of the map because you can farm it, and you can sit on the high ground with vision. They have to play into you, which means that you'll generally see...
Top lane, Jappa does get the track off onto Kiao. Immediately there's an AoN rotation coming through, and that's enough for WRG to fall back. All these defensive items on Spectre does allow him to survive there.
Yeah. No, it's true. They'll be happy with that for AoN, because, you know, there's just space. Like, the Lina and the Bounty, while they're doing that, they're not farming, which is good. And the Ember's honestly... he's starting to catch back up, but he doesn't seem to be getting that far yet.
Yeah, it's starting to catch up, but Spectre not that far behind in comparison to the Ember.
Yeah.
Ember Spirit aggressive onto 3 heroes of All or Nothing, and the charge from Skion is going to assure the kill for All or Nothing there. Now WRG seems like they want to re-engage as Precious Petunia is Shadow Bladed. But the Nether Ward stopping Lina from casting spells for the time being, not wanting to fight underneath that ward.
No, this fight's really good for AoN. Because, okay, this is a case where AoN wants this fight, because this is the 4 of their heroes can just bully the enemy team, and they've got the Spectre sick.
Double stun from Lina, does use the Laguna Blade as well onto Remedy, and that's enough for Remedy to fall. Jappa aggressive onto the Shadow Demon. Meanwhile, Ski Hound and Kyo are going on the Lina in the top lane. It seems like Precious Petunia is going to fall here. They do get the kill onto Precious Petunia. Bounty Hunter very aggressive onto Ski Hound. He wants the skill onto the Spirit Breaker, but Spirit Breaker will survive for the time being. BEE does have an invisibility rune, wants to get this kill on the Spirit Breaker. Is it enough damage? I think it will be. Ski Hound does fall. Ogre Magi re-engages onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit has his ultimate though, and that's a double kill for B. Spectre desperately wants this return kill onto the Skyroth Mage, but not going to be able to get it as his teammates simply aren't alive.
I think... Shit, I actually don't know. Overall, it seems like it was a... Yeah, overall it was a win for AoN.
You think so?
XP for White Rabbit, but I think because the Spectre doesn't die. And she's around for a bunch of kills, gets a bunch of XP, gets some gold. And
yeah, look
also,
at that Spectre now,
Bounty,
does have his Blade Mail and is queuing up the Radiance now.
Yeah, like the Bounty did get a lot from killing the Pugna and the... I think he killed... Wait, let me check. And the Shadow Demon, yeah. He gets a lot, but the Lina wasn't around for that, and neither was the Ember, so he's the only core benefiting from it. The Lina ended up dying separated from the rest of the team.
Yeah. Is there any reason for Shadow Demon to be saving his Tome of Knowledge?
Okay, technically, I think it does, the amount of experience does scale.
Oh, he just used it.
But, oh no, you know what? He might not have leveled his XP talent as well. Actually, no, he definitely did it level 10.
Yeah, but that's why he did it. Okay, that's pretty smart.
Or you know what? Actually,
Because he
was
just had
probably-
level 10 and then he used it.
Yeah, he probably just leveled it more. I don't know.
Bara charge onto Skyroth Mage in the bottom lane. It does seem like it's a little bit of a bait from the side of White Rabbit Gaming. Skyroth Mage
Yeah.
does fall. Remedy, life drain onto Jappa, but that's a huge Winter's Curse onto the Spirit Breaker. Bara and Remedy dropping pretty low now, and that's 3 kills for the side of WRG with 1 Skyroth Mage bait.
Yeah. Like B does die straight away, but it really doesn't matter. Those are track kills.
And that's part of what makes the bait so good, is it's an assured kill if they go on it, even if it is a bait. Which makes All or Nothing maybe think, no, this couldn't be a bait. Why would they bait a squishy Skyroth Mage?
And I mean, do you see? Okay, I don't want to like toot my own horn or something, but I did call at the beginning they were going to play 4 heroes running around getting kills: Lina, Bounty, Wyvern, Skyroth, and then Ember's just farming.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening. Fortunately though, for All or Nothing, this just farming Ember Spirit not really farming all that well, as Pugna is leading him at the moment.
Well, the thing is, because of that, you can see Bounty and Lina are just by far ahead in net worth. I think also XP as well.
Yeah, they are super
leading
far
XP
ahead.
And that's because obviously kills give a lot of XP, and then just the gold from the Bounty is huge. Also really like his Bounty build. He rushed a Spirit Vessel, which is super good.
Skyroth Mage
It's-
aggressive onto Ogre Major. Ogre Major has the Pipe of Insight though, so not gonna die. Ski Hound, Charge of Darkness onto BEE. Now Keo also aggressing on the Skyroth Mage. Skyroth Mage dropping pretty low. Yeah, the slow does come through, but it is still a Skyroth Mage kill. And now All or Nothing wants to get this kill onto the Lina as well. With the Spirit Breaker ultimate will assure that they do get 2 kills there, unanswered from WRG. Winter Wyvern does use this time to at least de-ward the side of All or Nothing. Somehow gets 2 Observer wards, maybe a little bit of a misclick from AoN. Middle lane, Harry the Hams aggressive onto Ski Hound. Ski Hound does have the defensive Blade Mail for the time being, and Harry the Hams does get the kill onto the Spirit Breaker. Jappa, maybe a little bit out of position here as he's dropping pretty low. They do have detection on the side of All or Nothing, and that's a dead Bounty Hunter. Now, Sad Boy Sesh aggressive onto the Winter Wyvern, and it's a neutral camp kill. Still, 3
there was
euros
a good
dead
play
from
from Ian,
WRG.
But I think his team probably shouldn't have backed him though. Because like he had that kill anyway, and then he jumped out. But the thing is, then the Bounty and the Wyvern commits, and they haven't got a Lina or a Skyroth backing them. So
Yeah,
they're
I
just-
100% agree though.
This is it's all going really well for AoN suddenly. I think like they're still behind in net worth than they will be because they need to farm. But
Yeah, and All or Nothing did go for a
Expected
more late game draft, so this is pretty much how the game should be going.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, you can tell this game. It's 25 minutes now, and they haven't even thought of pushing high ground with White Rabbit.
Yeah,
So,
they've barely pushed the tier 2 so far, and that's it.
yeah. I mean, they got it so early, but they just haven't been able to push since then. Because again, they don't actually. Their 5-man fight isn't necessarily better still.
And Ember Spirit realizing that his team needs push as he does buy the Desolator.
Yeah, that's good, because the thing is the Lina's also gone for like the 30 damage talent, gone for a Shadow Blade, getting a BKB, she'll be able to hit quite a bit. So they can have Lina sieging and obviously Amber.
Yeah, if this was a Lina support, I would have said no way WRG wins this game, because then they literally
yeah.
had no pushing potential.
Sure, if this was a mid-Scarlet, the game would have been over for them. already.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pugna would have had a easy lane
Would have had a
against
free game,
Skyroth, yeah.
As it is, I think Remedy's played this really well, bro.
Yeah, he's
just
played this
creating so much
exceptionally well.
space, you know? Yeah, you can tell the whole time they're just playing around creating space for Kyo.
That
So,
was
I mean,
skill, alright.
he's only got 2 deaths considering how aggressive they were on him early. He's just been, yeah.
Yeah, he died twice at the very start of the game and then it just stopped. I think that rotation from Kyo to the top lane is what did it for them, otherwise
Yeah, I
that
mean, he
laning
wasn't farming
stage
much
would
in
have
the meantime,
been...
But he's been able to get it since then.
Yeah, and he's been in every single fight. Obviously Spectre with that horns can just
I think
join
the
in
big
pretty
thing
much
is
every fight.
The onus is definitely on White Rabbit to like make plays now.
Yeah.
Because if the game right now is sit back and farm, AoN is so happy with that. Against a bounty hunter and with a spectre, you really don't care if no
Radiant
kills
are
are happening.
scanning.
Ooh,
Whereas
and that's a
White
scan,
Rabbit-
but it's only the Skyroth Mage inside the Roche, but I think the Spectral damage does spot out that no one's really Roshing at the moment. But WRG wants to force a fight here by taking Roche. I don't think All or Nothing really has the choice to not contest this here.
Yeah.
And Roche,
It's
with
almost-
the Medallion of Courage, does fall pretty quickly considering the Euros from
Yeah.
White Rabbit Gaming.
That was actually a really good read from White Rabbit, because he got scanned and then he saw the spectral dagger come in, but he waited till it disappeared and then they went into rush because they know that AoN now thinks that they're not doing rush because they killed the dagger.
Yeah, that's true. And now it's just a free Roche for White Rabbit Gaming, and All or Nothing won't know what happened.
He hasn't even thought to throw another dagger because he's thinking, I just checked after the scan, it was obviously not.
And Shadow Demon last second there thinking about...
Yeah.
Oh, and now we immediately see White Rabbit
And that's
Gaming
good,
moving towards the mid lane. Kyo maybe dead here. That's a stun onto Kyo. The Blade Mail does come through, but Skihound is here with his charge. Huge cold embrace from, use Winter's Curse from the Winter Wyvern. Precious Petunia dropping pretty low with that Aegis of Immortality. That is Aegis down for Lina. Skihound very aggressive onto B, wants the skill on the Skyroth Mage, but Skyroth Mage is going to be able to turn around and get that kill on to the Spirit Breaker. At the moment though, Kyo still chasing even with low HP, really wanting these kills. Very aggressive from the side of All or Nothing. And both teams are really low, and both teams seeming like they do want to fight even with this low HP. Jappa trying his best to escape here. He doesn't have vision at the moment on the bounty hunter.
Remedy with the nuts.
Dire's
And unfortunately Remedy is not gonna get that kill.
That's so good for AoN though. That is
Yeah.
Aegis down and the mid laner.
Yeah, immediately got the Aegis down, and now
Oh,
Kyo TP'd back to
oh.
base. AoN overextending here a little bit. WG is gonna fight this, and Remedy is gonna fall, and it seems like Ogre Magi is gonna fall as well. The Skyroth Mage ultimate does come through.
They were just getting too aggressive there without the...
Yeah, I don't know, it feels like they would have been happy with what happened there.
They know Spectre ult's down, they know Radiance is up soon. They definitely shouldn't be playing that far forward. White Rabbit loses it.
White Rabbit Gaming pushing the advantage now with 4 euros in the middle lane. Lina also TPing in.
is under attack.
I heard someone talking about it, I think one of the analysts or something at TR, about how TNC will often... They've been obviously doing really well. I mean, they took the game on Vici earlier. What they'll do is if they lose a hero to a gank, they'll often then make a play as 4 just because it's unexpected. And that's exactly what White Rabbit just did.
Yeah.
Like, you don't expect them to be aggressive with their mid down, and then next thing you know, you've lost 3 heroes and you're taking the tower.
Track onto Kyo, they're being really aggressive onto the Skio, not gonna get the kill, but does force him to get back to base. And now WRG are sieging with the Lina, 2 heroes yet to respawn for All or Nothing, and WRG are gonna be happy with that tier 3 and get back.
And that right there is the bounty hunter effect. They get 3 kills and suddenly they're 10k gold ahead, all their cores are ahead of the enemy
Active rune
cores.
of invisibility.
Yeah, he has that plus 90 Janata gold still as well.
Yeah. They're almost at the point, give it 5 minutes and they'll all have an item ahead of the enemy team. The good news for AoN though, firstly I think that almost questioned the build a bit with like Hood, Drums, Blade Mail because there's so many starting items. It did save him in that team fight earlier, and now that he's got the Radiant.
Top lane, AoN being really aggressive here at the tier 2 of White Rabbit Gaming. They want the skill onto Precious Petunia. Precious Petunia does have the BKB and the Light Strike Array onto Kyo though. Kyo really wants the skill onto Lina. Spirit Breaker charges in with the haste, and that's a kill onto the Lina. Now B wants the return kill, but the Blade Mail is gonna get the kill onto
Huge plays from Ski.
the... Oh, very huge plays there from Skihound. Someone tip him, please.
Is under attack.
Takes the Scarlet as well. But no, the bigger thing there, they
Spirit
got
Breaker charges. Winter Wyvern in his and now Kyo diving the Winter Wyvern here as well. They want to get this kill, and they do get the kill with the Dagon. Very big turnaround here from All or Nothing, and no buybacks on the side of White Rabbit Gaming.
Pugner who can just decrepify, and they've got a Shadow Demon who can just bubble whoever's getting attacked. They were able to just cut out this entire BKB, and they surely does nothing like that. But they split up the enemy team where they had a few heroes on each of the enemy heroes, which was, yeah, it was just good positioning.
Yeah, they did split them up really well there, and the positioning obviously getting them a really nice fight there. Bottom lane, the Yule Scepter actually misses onto the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon does have the disruption available. 3 euros rotate in for WRG, and the Skyroth ultimate does come out as well.
Is that like tilting coming into effect or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's just a misclick. And I do think when I saw that fight going top, my noob brain thought, no, why are you fighting there, AoN? You know, because they're already behind. But obviously fighting that deep is exactly what they need to do, and that's why they got to fight. If they just kept turtling, they would have lost.
Yeah, that's one thing. You always have to be playing to win. Like, even when you're behind, you have to be getting out the base and making plays, because otherwise the enemy team is just going to farm up the map so much more efficiently. And the other thing is, the reason that they took that fight is they just got the Spectre Radiance, and at the same time, they have got items in the other heroes to fight. So the moment that happens, they took a good fight, they split up the enemy team well, and they were able to kind of pick them off a bit. But yeah. Because the thing is, at this point, I mean, he's strong, but he just kind of gets kited.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter gets kited completely, and when that BKB is down, he just falls.
Then I don't know if they can even kill him.
My game's lagging quite a bit, but my stream, I don't know. Is yours also lagging?
White Rabbit setting up for the last tier 2 top. Oh god, the entire team actually making moves towards that.
Under attack.
The other thing is, you can see all of WRG's wards on the enemy side of the map here. They haven't got a single ward on the side of the map. So you can tell they don't want to.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So that could have been another factor.
Top lane, Spectre maybe out of position. The Rod of Atos does come through, and the mute does mean that he can't use the Blade Mail either. And that's a buyback from the Spectre as well as the Haunt. AoN wants to fight this. Everyone from WRG trying to TP out. They do manage to TP out 2 euros. Now Ember Spirit's trying his best to run out. He doesn't have a Remnant available though, so he's gonna have to be very careful here. Skihound trying his best to find him. Kyo not spotting him at the moment. That's a very cute hiding spot from Ember Spirit. And I think All or Nothing thinks Ember Spirit managed to TP out there, even though he doesn't have a TP scroll. And that's very bad for All or Nothing.
They have to either get another kill or get some kind of objective. Otherwise they've just wasted the buyback and Haunt. Because yes, they get the Skyroth, but the Skyroth just food this game anyway against like Baron and everything. So okay, getting the Shrine I guess is good. I think that was probably better for White Rabbit than Skion getting played mid a bit, but he's got his. Yeah, you can see White Rabbit's playing very differently to earlier. Like, beforehand they were getting aggressive the whole time getting kills, but now they're kind of just splitting up and farming, it seems.
Middle lane, Skiant aggressive onto the Winter Wyvern. You can see the desperation coming through. Does fall back for now though. All or Nothing really wanting this fight, even with the Spectre buyback being down, and WRG does have the defensive ward to spot out everything All or Nothing is doing. Baron biceps Scythe of Vice onto the Lina. Lina does manage to escape there now. The Winter's Curse does come through. The disruption is gonna save him for now though. Ogre Magi dropping really low here. He is trying to fight Japa's Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is going to survive for now. And it seems like the people on All or Nothing are just falling and they aren't able to get a kill here. Middle lane, AoN trying their best to fall back now. Skion does manage to charge a creep bottom and fall back there.
Okay, that was good for WLG. I mean, again, that fight, the Bounty just kind of ran around doing nothing the whole time. His BKB got wasted, but in that case, they just weren't able to kill anyone from AoN, so Yeah, they got picked up at the end. I think there was a really good Winter's Curse that won them that fight. Because it just again, like this time for WRG, it separated the Shadow Demon and the Ogre from the rest of their team, and it meant that they could be killed without any help.
Yeah, the Winter's Curse was insane. It definitely turned it around. And interestingly, it doesn't even have the ether lens, getting these Winter Curses off with the relatively short range of...
Yeah. You can see this Lina has built like purely for right-click damage. She's got a Silver Edge to counter the Spectre, because obviously Dispersion is 22% damage deflection, so if you break that, then the Spectre will die a lot quicker. And then also going for the damage talents over the cast range, the Fiery Soul, and then obviously Daedalus building.
Yeah, definitely, and they needed that because they do have
Even
more than
Amber,
enough magic
skipping
damage.
Ags this game, and he's going straight Daedalus after his Deso.
Oh wow. Yeah, Desolator and Daedalus on Ember. Not something you see that often lately.
Yeah. You can tell they know that their team... What they need is, they need damage to kill the Spectre, and like the rest of their team.
And also to push towers.
The thing is, you've got a Scaroth and you've got a Lina and an Ember. They'll all be doing magic damage anyway, so they're just building physical damage if they don't.
Yeah, and it counters the board that All or Nothing has been going so far. The Hood of Defiance on the Spectre, the Pipe of Insight on the Ogre Magi, and the two braces on the Spirit Breaker. So they've really focused how much WG has magic damage, and now WG starting to do physical damage.
The heart's up on the Spectre now, so that's going to be a much harder kill.
Oh, that's true. This is where Spectre starts getting really online and very difficult to kill, I feel like.
I like Remedy's choice in the Pugna as well. He's going BKB next. I think that's really important, because at the moment, if he gets caught out by a Nullifier from the bounty, he's just dead immediately. If the Lina or the Ember are nearby, he doesn't stand a chance, so I think it's really important that he gets that if he wants to be able to survive around the bounty.
Sorry, what's that? The Lincoln Sphere?
No, BKB. You can see 4 heroes right now for AoN. Well, sorry, 3 heroes are busy going BKB. Spectre doesn't really want one, but Pugna, Barra, and Ogre are all going BKB, because there's just so many spells coming out from White Rabbit.
Yeah, the BKB is really important. Yeah, it's at the point now where just the magic damage resistance doesn't really do what you want anymore.
Yeah.
You really need to start getting those BKBs out. And WG are actually lacking disables a little bit. Not that much. They do have the steering change and the Lina stun.
The thing is, what WRG is doing well, they're building physical damage, so the BKBs, they can potentially just burst down the enemy heroes anyway with physical damage.
Yeah, exactly.
The issue though is they're very much glass cannons. If any of these WRG heroes get caught out, like stunned or something, they can die so quick potentially, because they don't really have any defensive items.
Top lane, it seems like WRG want to go for this high ground push. They feel like they are able to do it now with some itemization, and they immediately get the kill onto the Lina. So maybe WRG being haunts.
They just want to back up now.
Now it seems like Winter Wyvern is going to fall as well. Everyone else on WG does manage to TP out, and WG, you can see they do know there is a timing window here where the Spectre just gets too strong, and desperation play is coming through where they really just want to end this game now, but AoN isn't letting them.
Yeah, AoN's playing this well.
Mage does escape as Bara does not have the Nether Strike. It seems like AoN wants to press the advantage as they are pushing the middle lane. Yeah, they definitely want to force the buyback here. Wyvern buyback forced. Is that enough for All or Nothing to get back? No, it is not, as they will keep pushing here. They want this Lina buyback and they want it now.
I think they might actually, I think they're just going to settle for the Shrine on the back, because they've got BKB basically up on the Pugna, and
Dire's bottom shrine.
Okay, no, Ski's not going for that anymore, he's going for a Crimson now.
Some big power spikes coming through for All or Nothing though. Obviously the heart on Spectre, and then the BKB on Pugna now. Pugna is waiting to have enough surplus to have the BKB and the buyback.
Yeah. I think we're starting to see like a bit of the issue of the Lina pick in general, is it can get bursted pretty quick. And like with their heroes overall, like I mean you saw the last fight, she just kind of gets, if she gets ulted on by Spectre, there isn't much she can do.
Yeah, and plus 500 health, plus 6 dispersion for the Spectre now. I don't even think the Lina can kill the Spectre. She does have the Silver Edge though.
Yeah, the thing is the Silver Edge is big, but I don't think she can burst him in that duration.
With the Blade Mail, and then he's unkillable again.
The thing is, what AoN wants now is like they need to just bait out enemy heroes, get them into a bad position, and then clean them all up with Spectre. Like what happened last fight where they only got the Lina isn't that great, because then that's Lina buyback. I mean Lina BKB forced, so that's really good. But at the same
Bottom
time,
Spirit Breaker out of position. Bounty Hunter does get that kill onto the Bara.
Yeah, WRG are gonna get 3 of the runes there as well for that.
And it feels like both teams more or less waiting for the next Roshan to be up.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like it. Because the thing is, I don't think WRG can push unless they have an Aegis on this Lina. She just dies too quick.
Yeah.
Especially, the thing is, if her BKB is down, then she can just get bursted immediately. The Pugna, she ults near the Pugna.
They do have cheese on the Lina though, somehow still having the cheese from the previous Rosh. And it seems like WRG wanting to force out the buyback from Spirit Breaker.
Okay, so we're starting to see the Shadow Demon using Bubble on the Spectre to get the Spectre illusions and use the Radiance to
Middle lane, Ogre Magi out of position, he is going to fall here, Bara is forced to buy back, Kyo uses his horns, Spirit Breaker charge in onto the Lina, does get back for now though, and that is a Nether Strike onto the Ember Spirit. That is an Ember Spirit kill for All or Nothing. All or Nothing wants to chase this even further, as it seems like they want to kill Precious Petunia here. Are they going to be able to get the bash off? No, Lina does manage to TP out in time there.
Radiant's middle barracks are
WRG
under
just
attack.
keeps getting further and further ahead. The thing is, all these fights, like any kills the WRG gets, it's it's track gold, and they've just forced buybacks. But at the same time, they still have to play so scared.
Yeah, they have to play quite scared, yeah.
You can see Kyo now is going for the Nullify, and that'll be the Lina's obviously got Mules, and that's the only thing protecting her. So if he can ult onto her and nullify her, then
that's a
she
kill.
doesn't have any way to survive. Yeah.
Middle lane, Kyo does want to force this Ember Spirit buyback, and now pushing even further. WRG does manage to kill off the creep wave from All or Nothing. AoN maybe wanting to use the glyph there, but not quite.
The AoN doesn't really care about sieging with like Kyo or the creeps though. It's all on the Pugna. He's just steadily never blasting away at this tower, and he's gonna get it done.
Everyone's just playing behind Kyo at the moment. They don't want to overextend here.
They want every spell to be dropped on Kyo, while Remedy just gets to drop Nether Blasts on the tower. Like you can see the tower got so low, and that definitely wasn't Spectre's damage.
Yeah, and who else to siege than a late game Spectre, almost 4k HP. Now WRG with 2 Invis Heroes want to get the skill onto Kyo and on the Spirit Breaker. Winter Wyvern does TP, and that's a huge Winter Curse from Winter Wyvern. That is a disruption though to counter out the Winter Curse. Remedy does use the BKB, will survive for now as the Dagon as well. Remedy gets the kill onto the Ember Spirit, and it seems like All or Nothing are still aggressing. Double kill for Kyo. They want to get the skill onto the Winter Wyvern as well. Winter Wyvern is going to be able to fly off onto the high ground, but that's a double kill for Remedy as the Spirit Breaker does charge in. 2 buybacks forced from White Rabbit Gaming. It seems like Ember Spirit and Skyroth Mage are here, and they do want to contest. 3 buybacks forced from White Rabbit Gaming, and is that enough for All or Nothing to fall back for now? It seems like they are going to fall back for now. Massive fight for All or Nothing. Really huge fight. Harry the Hams desperately wanting to get some kills here. Seems like they are going to get the kill onto the Shadow Demon, now or nothing, re-engaging onto Precious Petunia. They want this Lina kill. Lina does manage to escape for now though. Ember Spirit does use his W. That is a buyback, Ember Spirit. Remember, the Radiance is burning him down. If this is a kill for all or nothing, that's a huge kill. Dieback for Ember Spirit. This would be a dieback for Skyroth Mage as well. Ogre Magi goes on the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is forced to use his buyback as well. Now, no buybacks on the side of White Rabbit Gaming. It's 3v3 and the Spectre is just simply unkillable. Even with the break, the Blade Mail comes through and Precious Petunia is dropping pretty low now. And that's a dead Lina as well. Keo insanely tanky on that Spectre. That should be a good game. That should be GG called from White Rabbit Gaming. We might be going to a really game 3 here.
Can I just say that Shadow Demon bubble won them the game?
Yeah, that Shadow Demon disruption.
And just immediately disrupted. And then, you know, White Rabbit are kind of standing there. They don't know what to do. Because they got all this damage and they can't use it. Because, you know, it's
silence onto the Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi is going to fall. Keo wanting to get the skill onto the Bounty Hunter, but it seems like AoN are just focusing the throne. Winter's Curse does come through onto the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon dropping pretty low. He should fall here. They do get that kill, and all or nothing really need to focus the throne here as WOG could still be in this game. Pugna gets silent up. He does have the AoN disc. It does save him for now though. Jappa really low. He does need to defend this from all or nothing.
Protection on AoN though. They might get katsu. Okay.
Skyroth Mage does fall there as well, and Keo's just attacking the throne. They desperately want to end this game now, and WOG desperately wants one more chance to be in this game. AoN really wanting these last couple of kills. A Hex does come through onto the Spectre, and that's GG. Well played. We are going to a game 3.
Hey, that was good, yeah.
That was beautiful.
They just kited them so much. I feel like, yeah, you could definitely see AoN just had the better fights overall. And I don't feel like White Rabbit really had the answers there. It was close though. They were definitely scaling really well at one point. But then, I don't know, eventually it just gets to the point where they're not really getting kills. Or, where they're not getting objectives for their kills while the Spectre's free farming. So, yeah.
That game was insane, dude. Oh, yeah, and exactly what you said, the lean are not exactly having
MVP
the right
again,
amount.
definitely to the support players. But
dude, yeah, the support's doing so much work. Oh,
from AoN, for sure.
yeah.
Those bubbles and charges saved them so many times.
Dude, the bubbles were insane. And it feels like... Oh, and it's so good that Skihound did so good with the Nyx Assassin the first game. Because that means that White Rabbit Gaming had to ban the Nyx instead of the Bara. And now the Bara did even more work than the Nyx.
No, I think that was... Yeah.
53k damage by Remedy's Pugna, most in the game.
I think if anything, I mean they've just picked the Ember twice in a row, but Ski's definitely looking as the player where you gotta care about what heroes he's getting the most, you know? Like, I think they definitely have to focus on banning his heroes. Because he just created so much disruption there. I think it's also a lot down to the draft. Like, if I'm being honest, it didn't feel like the most serious draft from WRG.
Yeah, it felt like, yeah, even more of a confidence draft with that Bounty Hunter. I know it's just a hero they like playing.
I think, the whole thing that, like, that Bounty strat, it's clearly just they want to run around getting kills, you know, pub stomp AoN. But AoN's showing that, you know, can't be disrespected like that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, White Rabbit Gaming not having enough push there. They did kind of win the early game, but they couldn't get the objective.
Game once it's done, by the way, because I can't see it on my profile or anything.
Yeah, I know. They have to send you the match file. You can't even download it, I think.
Okay, well, that's chill.
Okay, but I have to quickly... I'll be right back. I'll be back in like 7 minutes when the next game should start. Okay, I'm back.
How long have you been casting?
Not that long, I don't know how to answer. Technically, in a very technical sense, 3 years. But only recently have I actually started. Like I used to cast one game every 3 months, and I used to be super mellow. I used to talk exactly like I'm talking now for the entire game.
Yeah.
But only seriously for like a couple of months, I think.
Yeah. Because you're pretty good at it.
Oh, thanks, dude. The WG say ready?
I'm not in the lobby.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let me quickly invite you.
Would be helpful, I think. Maybe.
And I'm not even in the broadcasting channel, though.
Yeah.
Okay, both teams said ready. Let's go, game 3. Actually, just a coin toss first. Okay, I'm gonna go get water quick. I'm just gonna miss a little bit of the drafting.
Yeah.
But the stream can hear you. No pressure.
I'll try and talk through it.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so again, obviously, starting off with the Tusk ban and the Barra. Tusk was obviously B playing super well in that first game, he was able to create so much. And then last game, Ski Hound saving his team's lane single-handedly. I say single-handedly, obviously not, but he had a really good performance on that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they banned the Nyx as well, based on game 1. AoN, that's, again, I wouldn't be surprised if they now ban the Grim again, since they really don't seem to like playing against it, unless they want to pick it up themselves. And I guess WRG just, they don't want to play against that Ogre again. Had enough of a taste of it last game. We'll see. There it is, the Nyx ban. Okay, so they are just banning Ski's heroes and Slaughter for some reason. Oh wait.
Dire team pick.
Oh wait, I'm actually wrong. That was AoN banning that. Okay, there. So they didn't ban Grim and they picked it up. That was correct.
Dire team pick.
I'm assuming Lana. Oh wait, no, they banned Lana. It's an interesting Doom pick. It's probably a denial pick, honestly, because obviously Grim ult and Doom is a really good combo. Although it's not necessarily that much of a meta pick. It hasn't been picked up that much. I think it's just it doesn't scale as well as other.
Radiant team pick.
And Oracle, not necessarily anything specific here. It's a really strong pick so far. Definitely seems to be doing well too. The next pick from AoN will definitely tell.
Dire team ban.
Oh wow, first pick for AoN was the Grimstro, and then the Doom from White Rabbit.
No, they didn't ban Grim and immediately picked it.
Wow.
They banned the Nyx, so I think that is good against Grim. I don't know about the Doom pick from White Rabbit, honestly.
I think it was literally just so all or nothing, can't do the Grimstro combo.
Yeah, like, I said that, but like, I don't know. I've been feeling Doom recently, you know. Treants,
yeah, same, dude.
That's been plaguing my pubs recently. Like, it's really annoying in lane. You can kind of just sit there. The thing is, what seems to be the build is you just go for a meteor hammer, and then like you'll go and you'll camp out on whatever lane no one in the game wants to be playing. So it'll be the one dead lane, whatever, and you'll just go and shove out waves there with the meteor hammer, and then run into the trees whenever they try to chase you. And because you can run through the trees, they probably can't catch you.
Yeah, that's exactly the type of stuff pro players do, and I
Exactly.
definitely don't do, dude.
Yeah. But so and then the thing is, he does that, and then the whole time he's doing that,
10
he just
seconds
heals up
remaining.
his towers. So that way, he's shoving out one wave
5
while at the same
seconds
time
remaining.
healing up his 2 towers. And then when he's not doing that, he'll just be team fighting because he's really good for that too himself.
And what spell do you think he'll be maxing though?
I personally prefer maxing the heal, just because it's so strong early for like keeping your towers up, and it's just really good block. But I don't know. We'll have to see if he might want to go a bit more aggressive in lane, you know, and max up his other spells. Rubik, I think so far it doesn't really seem like any specific. Yeah, it does seem a little reactionary with the Doom, but I don't know about Rubik. This just seems like comfort picks almost for White
10
Rabbit,
seconds remaining.
rather than countering anything specifically.
Rubik is undoubtedly a
5
comfort pick.
seconds remaining.
That's
Yeah.
something I realized WOG does. They
Because
they
the thing is,
comfort
like,
pick Rubik, Invoker, and Bounty. They love playing those heroes just because they are super comfortable.
it is a good Rubik game, like off those 2 heroes already, just because Grimstroke spells are all really nice to steal, except for, I mean, I get it. No, they're all really nice to steal, and Treant is some really nice spells to steal as well. If you can get the Invers or the Ults, that's big. Or even just the heal can be nice, because then you heal up your own towers, you know? So it is just a good Rubik game.
Yeah, that inverse
other
on the
than that-
Rubik is pretty strong. It's actually super strong.
Especially because you can use spells without breaking it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you
you
steal
get
it
some
once in a
strengths and
fight,
stuff.
and then you go inverse, and then you
Yeah.
just your other spells,
It's
and no
actually
one can see
pretty
you.
good.
Also, you're ranged, so you can do a ranged
Yeah.
route.
And then it seems like they're just banning like the same. I mean, this time again, they swapped who to ban Naga this time again. Like White Rabbit's back to banning Naga. It just seems like there's certain heroes that they don't want to have in the game.
It almost feels like both teams don't want to actually pick Naga, but they definitely
Yeah.
don't want to play against it.
They don't want to. They don't want to have it on their team or the
Yeah.
enemy team.
Just no Naga,
Yeah.
please.
It's like techies used to be in pubs. I
It's just the
I've been
new
having fun with
techie.
techies recently. Yeah, no, I back techies now though. But
I love techies.
yeah, exactly. Like, if the player knows how to play techies, it can be good. But
Yeah.
in general, like, if it's a bad techies, it's gonna make the game longer, which isn't fun. And then it's also like just not gonna help his own team, so it just makes the game worse
Yeah.
for everyone. I think they might see Naga as that, you know. It's really annoying to fight into, and it farms.
Oh,
out
the
control.
Juggernaut pick comes through.
Yeah, they didn't ban it this time. They banned the Nags, but not that. I think it definitely makes sense. It's good against Centaur because obviously Centaur wants to try and bully you out of lane, build up some stacks of his. Actually, I can't
It's
remember
good
what
in
it's
lane
called.
against Centaur, but isn't it bad after that though?
Not really, because I mean, like, I don't know. It's not really that bad because you never really have to worry about Centaur that much. He won't be able to hit you for that much.
I
as a
have
jug.
no idea what to think about that Chaos Knight pick from
That Chaos Knight is
AoN.
a really good pick, yeah, in my opinion. It's a
Okay.
really, really good pick because, firstly, it shits on Jug. Jug's never going to have the damage. Unless Jug... Okay, Jug in the really late game will be able to kill it because he'll have like a Mjolnir and 1,000 attack speed items.
Yeah,
Just
then he
keep
actually
it.
counters him.
Yeah, but generally on Chaos Knight, you're just going to be so much tankier than him, and you're just going to be so much stronger early that the Jug just can't fight you.
10
And
seconds
they don't
remaining.
actually have a hero to deal with the CK. Rubik can't deal with it, Oracle doesn't do
5
anything to it,
seconds
Doom
remaining.
doesn't do anything to it.
But maybe they'll
Um,
put the Centaur Warrunner in the safe lane
Yeah.
then and try an aggressive try with the
think
Chaos
We
Knight.
could see, obviously that OD ban is amazing against that. I think we could see, I want to see back a Tinker for White Rabbit, just because I think it's good against the Chaos Knight, and it could stall the game long enough for the Juggernaut to be, because if this goes late right now, then I think White Rabbit will take it. Just
Yeah.
off, they do seem like the better team overall.
And
I mean, I wouldn't like to say that, but they do, and then the Doom also is good. Yeah.
At the same time, All or Nothing, they don't have the late game, but they also don't
Right.
have the early
It's like
game,
carrying
it
on.
feels like.
Wait, are you speaking?
Hello? Yeah, it feels like
Okay,
All
there
or
we go.
Nothing don't have the late game or the early game, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. The thing is, I think they've got a very strong mid game, and I think they've got the tools to get there. Because right
Yeah.
now, look at the lanes from White Rabbit. You're gonna have a Jug and an Oracle, or Jug and Rubik. That's not gonna be able to get any kind of kills on a Centaur Trent lane.
Yeah.
Assassin.
And then it shouldn't do badly necessarily, but I don't think it should do that well.
Okay.
Okay, I think they're the big. I think now.
And the
Either
last
like
pick for
an
All or Nothing is a
Ember-
Templar. That's interesting because
Yeah.
Templar can get countered
Again, that's-
pretty easily in lane.
No, but it's exactly what they need. It's a tempo hero, you know. It's like Chaos Knight. It's kind of Centaur to a degree. What they want to do is build up some gold early, get to the mid game, and then just push.
So they want to hit a certain timing somewhere in the mid game
Exactly,
and then just
exactly.
take advantage.
All or Nothing is a very timing dependent lineup right now. They
Yeah,
want to
and-
have like an item or two on the CK and the Templar, and push.
What items do you think that is?
I think you're gonna want like Deso, Blink, maybe even. Like you probably don't need a BKB actually. I think once you have like Deso, Blink on Templar, CK can have Midas armlets, and then just you
I
just.
think
need
in
items
game
to-
you feel out when you hit your timing. It's not exactly you get this item, you
I
get
like
this
the Death
item.
Prophet. That is
Yeah.
a really good Death Prophet.
DP,
Okay, firstly-
that's my problem with the Templar pick. It's
Yeah.
so easy to counter mid if you don't have the
Yeah.
last pick for him.
Okay, now I probably give the edge to White Rabbit, but I'm not
Purely
sure, you
based
know?
on
I think-
yeah, this is
I
a
think-
really
I think-
difficult draft for me to
because
say, but
here's the
I'll say
thing.
White Rabbit Gaming for this draft. Purely on the
The
draft.
thing is, White Rabbit still has no way to clear Chaos Knight illusions, but I'm not sure it'll matter. I think the thing is with this draft, the Death Prophet will probably win mid, and then you've got an Oracle Death Prophet, which is an insane combination because obviously Death Prophet, all you need is to be able to sit in the fight and not die, and your ult will kill everything. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what Oracle
Yeah,
does.
it's a insane combo.
So they've got good save for the Death Prophet to push with that. With the Jug and the Death Prophet, they've got really good ways to siege towers as well and to push them down early. And I don't think AoN will have the tools to be able to like kill them when they do.
And theoretically, if the Rubik manages to steal the living armor from the tree and
If the
then...
Rubik manages to steal Trent's ult, then they just lose the game. I
Or
think.
just the living armor, then that Death Prophet combo can be even stronger where the Death Prophet tries to siege.
I don't really know about against the CK, but although I guess it would block quite a few instant damage.
It will block most of their damage.
Yeah, it'll block a full combo, I guess, if it hits. But what's it called? Because the thing is, right now, the Dire doesn't have any way to kill CK in the mid game, but I don't really think that AoN can kill like the Death Prophet, for instance, either. It's gonna be an interesting game. I think this is actually, yeah.
Okay, now it seems like WRG do not go for the early game smoke anymore. I think this is the first time they haven't done that when I watched them.
So again, okay, you can see the Centaur is gonna run in mid, and he's gonna try and tank some hits from the tower to build up stacks of retaliate. It's like just a really common thing. You won't take enough damage.
Oh, already a fight here between AoN and WRG. AoN going to the high ground of WRG. Kyo dropping really low with that Blade Fury from the Juggernaut. That's first blood for WRG. A tip towards Kyo. A little bit of toxicity coming through. Senji Ward for Skion. Skion does get spotted out, and that will mean that they get the kill on Skion as well. 2 kills for the side of WRG and 400 gold.
Well, that did not go to plan for AoN, that's for sure.
Yeah,
You can
AoN
tell.
walking onto the high ground there and WRG just waiting for them.
No, it wasn't that they were waiting. I liked AoN's plan there. What they were doing was they had the Centaur baiting mid, and they expected White Rabbit because White Rabbit's a good team. So they're
4
gonna
runes
bait.
for WRG, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, I think WRG probably takes this game overall. But like the thought behind what AoN was doing there, they know that WRG's a good team, so WRG knows that Centaur's gonna go under tower and get retaliate stacks, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna try and kill him when he does it, which is why AoN was set up to kill them when they predicted the Centaur tanking the damage.
Wow.
But I guess WRG came out on top in the fight.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think it
overall-
was also to do with them running right into the high ground of where
Yeah.
WRG
Oh
was
yeah, for sure.
positioned.
I
Maybe
think,
if
honestly-
they played it a bit differently.
Yeah, I think in the end, it's kind of it ends up being AoN outplaying themselves almost.
Yeah, exactly. And look at
Like,
B in the
they
middle
have-
lane. He has the Fade Bolt, gonna harass this Templar Assassin quite a bit, forcing Templar Assassin to
yeah.
use the Refraction, now blocking Remedy as well. Not gonna get the kill, but still a lot of damage coming through onto Remedy. Remedy probably wants to get the salve out now.
This lane would probably already favor Petunia's Death Company anyway, but this is gonna make it even worse. And the thing is, unless they want to rotate Grimstroke, AoN doesn't really like. Ski's not on a hero where he can make plays like that this game. He can't go and really gank mid, for instance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's what
yeah.
helped AoN so much the first couple of games.
Yeah. So I'm actually not like. We'll see if they're able to have the early game that they did, because he.
AoN
really made
aggressive
the early
onto Rubik in the top lane. B dropping pretty low, but that's actually a bait as Juggernaut does get the Blade Fury off. And that's a kill onto the carry of All or Nothing. 2 deaths now for this Chaos Knight.
Yeah. You can see AoN had this plan where they've picked the CK, they're running an aggro tri-lane, and they just want to beat the shit out of this Jug. Because that's what it should be able to do as a much tanky hero. But I don't know if White Rabbit's just playing it better or what it is. But like, it's
Yeah.
definitely not going to plan for AoN.
Yeah, AoN overextending a little bit there as they try to go on WG, but WG's just turn it around when they hit the timing. Skihound now though will get the kill on B, and Kyo will get that AoE gold as well, so that's good for Kyo at least, getting that. Skihound
again,
falling though
it's
by
not
the
worth it.
repo.
Yeah, if the Juggernaut's just getting like involved in more kills, it's not worth. Juggle scale. I think CK is very snowball dependent. If CK now has a bad lane, I think AoN just loses.
Another thing is WG read this tri-lane from AoN so well, they literally didn't even have to rotate Euros in, they just knew AoN was going to tri-lane.
Well,
Ink
I don't
Smile
think they-
onto
no, I
Reaper in
think
the
they
top
just-
lane, the Oracle will fall, and
That's
that's a
good.
kill for the Grimstro.
See, and that's the thing. They've got really good kill potential for AoN's lane. If they put Inkswell on the Chaos Knight and he gets a stun on someone, that hero is probably dead. But the
And
Jug
now
is
the
really-
Blade Fury onto Kyo. Oracle does get a lot of damage through, and that is another kill for the Oracle.
This
And
is-
Chaos Knight there, not expecting so much damage from the Blade Fury and the Purifying Flames.
Yeah. The thing is, you can see like Chaos Knight's the one who's actually suffering out of this, and that's not what you want. Like White Rabbit game would probably be fine if Jug lost his lane a little, because he does scale better. But this is really good for them. I think.
This Juggernaut on Blade Fury is just so good against the spells of All or Nothing though. It counters out the lane, I wouldn't say completely, but quite a bit.
You can see bot lane.
Top lane, Juggernaut aggressive onto Kyo again. Kyo dropping pretty low. He's trying to juke into the tree line. Repo does have the
does have
Purifying
CK
Flames
does,
ready. Seiko goes onto the Rubik. Now Kyo's just getting healed by the Purifying Flames. Still though, WG playing really aggressive onto this Chaos Knight. The Inkswell is enough to stun the Oracle. Kyo dropping pretty low. Man fight between him and the Rubik at the moment.
Might live.
Kyo still lives through all of
That's
this,
right.
and that's a double kill for Sad Boy Sesh. Now Harry the Hams on the Juggernaut does get the return kill onto the Chaos Knight though. This tri-lane top is absolutely insane at the moment as all the kills are happening here. I don't even need to look somewhere else.
That was probably actually good for Kyo, if anything, because he managed to buy enough time that his TP was back when he respawned, and he was also involved in the 2 kills.
He was
It's
involved in the
still
2
pretty
kills,
good
but
job.
the kill does come to the
Yeah, it's not
Juggernaut,
actually-
and that's 26 lost hits to the 10 of the Chaos
Yeah,
Knight.
I'm trying to be nice here. Like, his lane's a bit of a disaster.
B in the rush, but Ski Hound is chasing him. Even Kyo rotating in now as he's just going for kills. He just wants to fight.
Remedy could get caught up though.
Remedy, Precious Petunia not expecting the Chaos Knight gank 5 minutes into the game. B does manage to run out, but that's so much space created as the
also,
Chaos Knight ganked to mid and didn't get anything for it.
What is that? Did Chaos Knight just run from top? Because he TP'd top, so he ran from top to mid and got nothing accomplished. He's not farming during that time. The Jug's now a level and a half ahead of him.
He's getting out-farmed by the Oracle at the moment.
Yeah. I don't know, I think
Oh, and
AoN's
bottom
outplayed
lane, Burnt
himself, so-
Biceps drops so low and Doom does get the kill.
Radiant's bottom tower
Oh, losing the off lane as well. Top lane again, the Juggernaut with the Omni Slash onto Kyo. Now the root as well. Inkswell won't be enough as Kyo does fall again.
Kyo does not have a game.
Dire structures are fortified.
Kyo
This
really
is-
struggling in this lane. Bottom lane though, Kyo does decide he wants to lane against this
Doom's
Doom.
level 7 though. How are they
Level
gonna kill him?
7 Doom. Baron Biceps tried to chase down Doom, but he's 2 levels above him with the phase boots. So nothing gonna happen there. Meanwhile, Precious Petunia on the Death Prophet is pressuring the middle lane. All 3 lanes are being lost by all or nothing this game. This is by far the most one-sided game so far of the series. I'm not exactly sure what All or Nothing wants to do here to try and get a way back into this game, but it's going to have to start with this Chaos Knight. But now bottom lane, it's a level 3 Chaos Knight versus a level 7
They get
Doom.
the stun
Middle
off.
lane though,
This
that
could be a
is
big
good
rotation.
for All or Nothing. They do get Death Prophet pretty low here, but Death Prophet still has his Q available as well as the healing. Baron Biceps is here as well, and now the Oracle does rotate in with the root, and that will force All or Nothing to fall back here without getting anything out of that fight.
And if you want to look top
Radiant's
right
top
now,
tower is under
while they're
attack.
all mid, this
Yeah.
Jug is just getting free farm and he's beating in the tower.
3 for 4 on the Juggernaut with 42 lost hits, 7.5 minutes into the game. This is the most farmed Juggernaut I have seen so far in this league.
This really isn't looking good. I think this is a clear case of, like, I hate to say it, but I feel like AoN outplayed themselves this game. Like, they
Yeah.
picked this Chaos Snipe tri lane, they swapped the lane to top to try and... I mean, I assume, unless they thought that the Jug was going to go in an aggressive lane and they were trying to dodge that, but I doubt that. Like,
Yeah,
From
that
what it
aggressive
looks like-
tri-lane not working
Yeah.
out, as it would have been
It's-
better if they just put this Chaos Knight in a safe lane and the
Yeah.
Centaur Warrunner in a lane where it can actually contest it. Even just the Chaos Knight solo lane versus a Doom would have been better at this point.
yeah.
Top
You know
lane
what,
though.
it might honestly be due to the fact that they did give up those 2 kills early that could have impacted on, like, the lane, but I doubt it would be that much.
Death Prophet does use his ultimate in the middle lane. Remedy does not have his refraction up, so he should fall here, but Kyo does TP in, and they do at least get a kill onto the mid laner of WRG. So
They
Kyo,
kill for Kyo.
yeah, Kyo the first step in a very long recovery process from this lane. Baron Biceps does farm the stack of WRG at least, but no, Oracle manages to last hit 2 of them with the level 1 Fortune's End.
Dire's middle tower is
Almost going well there for Baron Biceps, but simply getting outplayed there by the Oracle.
This Jug is almost double Kyo's net worth, and the Doom is double his net worth.
Oh no, this is very unfortunate pause timing for All or Nothing, as 3 of the heroes are in the middle lane, as 3 heroes from WRG are rotating in. If BEE gets his stun off onto any of these heroes, that's going to be a kill. And he does have that Arcane Boots with the Windlace on the Rubik, so he's pretty fast. All or Nothing really struggling this game, unfortunately. Kyo not getting the lane he wanted when they set up that tri lane. And they do catch Kyo on the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight is going to fall here. All or nothing can do is try and get the deny, but they don't even get that. And now the Grimstroke also out of position. WRG gets 2 kills in the middle lane.
Tactical pause coming out.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so unfortunate for Kyo again. Because he does finally get that kill mid on the Death Prophet, and then he's just immediately doomed, killed, and they get the tower that they would have.
AoN playing aggressive onto the Juggernaut. Juggernaut does have the Omni Slash though, as well as the Healing Ward, so he will survive for the time being. And now WRG's supports are rotating in. AoN does get back for now.
That should help.
4 runes, oh no, sorry, 2 runes for AoN. Almost got really excited there. And that's more than a 6k lead now for WRG 10 minutes into the game.
I don't know, this Templar feels like she's just falling behind. Like, you've got a Templar that's sitting in this bot when at this point in the game you really want her to just be hitting stacks.
Yeah, what is he doing?
I think he's hiding from the Doom. But I mean, Doom's down, I don't know, like... Yeah. Oh no, is he gonna get caught? He's gonna get caught by the Rubik anyway.
It's fine. Rubik's actually getting caught by the Templar. Good steal though from the Rubik.
Take it.
Yeah. it's whatever. Kyo just going for the straight up armlet. I almost feel like I'd want him to go for like a Midas this game, just so that he's got some kind of farming progression going on. Because otherwise it just feels like he's going to fall so far behind.
Middle lane, AoN wants to aggress onto this Death Prophet. Death Prophet does use his ultimate and he's going to fall here most likely, but the Oracle ult comes through, the false promise. Death Prophet, Oracle ultimate, and now Precious Petunia is going to survive and most likely get the return kills on AoN as well. That Strian Protector already down, and look at Precious Petunia, max HP. Looked like that was good for all or nothing, but Death Prophet, knowing that Oracle will be able to rotate in and get that ultimate off. And now Death Prophet wants to push the bottom tier 2 already 12 minutes into the game. Meanwhile, Juggernaut's pushing the top tier 1.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about, why the Death Prophet Oracle is so good. Because the thing is, it's almost impossible to kill that Death Prophet during the Oracle ult, because you're getting the heal from your Spirit Siphon, and you get the heal when your ult comes back in, if it happens.
That's an insane combo. The only thing I can think to counter that is an Ancient Apparition.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not exactly the easiest thing to get an Ice Blast every time.
Yeah, no, it kind of does feel, I don't know, I think at this point it does feel really hard for AoN to get back into this game. Because the thing is, we were talking like, this White Rabbit gaming lineup probably has the edge late game, and they've got a solid, I mean they've got a 9k lead at 12 minutes, so...
Yeah. Yeah, they have a good like 50% more net worth than AoN now.
Yeah.
Could be even more, could be double.
Both teams this game have gone for more like standard, like they haven't really got the big playmaking fours. I mean, I guess Rubik kind of, but not yet, that they had before. So it's generally, it's just been like straight up laning. And it seems like White Rabbit has...
WG wants to go onto Baron Biceps in the middle lane. The Doom is popped immediately, not allowing Centaur Warrunner to use his Hoof Stomp or his Stampede. Seems like Centaur might actually be able to escape here. And now All or Nothing re-engage onto Doom. 4 heroes of All or Nothing, including the Templar Assassin, are fighting the Doom at the moment. But Doom is so tanky, he still hasn't fallen. Triant's ultimate does come through, but now... the ultimate from Oracle, False Promise, will mean that Doom is going to survive for the time being, but no, he still survives through all of that damage. Roots, Death Prophet's ultimate as well, chasing the heroes from All or Nothing, and WRG couldn't have been more out of position there, and still he just survives.
I don't even know like if this game needs to be played any further. They had all 5 heroes hitting that Doom, and it didn't do anything. He's gone for the, he's taken the Ice Armor creep, so that's giving him a bonus 8 armor and the 30 and the 20 attack slow, and it just means it's so hard for them to hit him down.
They weren't even close to killing the Doom there with the Oracle ultimate. Not even...
No, he went straight back to full health. I don't know. I don't see any. I don't see a win condition for AoN from this point. I think this is over. Because the thing is, even if you just gave them a free item, I still think this game like is even at that point. You know.
All or nothing. Hasn't called GG yet though, so seems like
Yeah.
they do think there's something they can do.
Yeah. Like it's definitely not over, but it kind of feels like it. Just never want to say that, I guess. I think for now they're gonna need to be looking to be making plays that get them back into the game. So maybe going for good smokes, creating space for this Templar to hit some creeps. She needs a Desolator and Blink and OP. She needs to get this game as well. We just have to see if that's
I think
too
the
much
biggest skill or nothing can get that is actually possible for them at the moment is the Juggernaut, and that's only if the Oracle isn't close enough.
You know what? I think they probably should. They probably should smoke up with Treant and Grim, because if the Treant can get his ult off, then even if the Jug spins, he won't be able to escape. And then if he gets silenced by the Grim, I think he might die. But the issue is to try and find him in the jungle. They're probably just gonna die for it at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
they don't have that tier 1 top, so trying to even be anywhere in that jungle is going to be very difficult.
The only way they initiate is if the Treant gets an invis like right next to him and is able to drop all his spells. But even then, I think they can probably rotate in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously WRG moving straight back up mid. They want to take this Rax. They know they're a lot stronger.
And Death Prophet does have his ultimate up again. They are gonna use it to try and push this middle barracks. Does All or Nothing have anything to do against this though? It doesn't seem like they do, as they aren't taking the fight. Sensor Warrunner doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet.
They don't actually have any way to do damage to WRG without committing fully on AoN.
And Juggernaut does go onto the Centaur Warrunner. The Hood of Defiance will save the Centaur for the time being though, and it seems like WRG aren't even interested in the middle racks. They want to go for the bottom racks as well.
Just holding
Oof.
Doom.
Centaur ultimate does come through. Oracle is the first one to fall, so AoN does manage to focus off the support of WRG. Now everyone on AoN dropping really low. The Omni Spin from Juggernaut does so much damage, and 3 buybacks from AoN, 4 buybacks from AoN, really going all in, really going all or nothing, as Baron does get a triple hoof stomp off, and now Sadboy Sesh with his soul bind as well, and it seems like all or nothing are actually going to manage to win this fight and not lose the bottom racks.
Dire's top tower.
Only took 4 buybacks though.
They lost gold for that.
Yeah.
Even with those 3 kills. Yeah. I mean, it was good play. They did repel them. Yeah. I don't know. It's still like, it's definitely a hard game though.
It's as good as AoN
I mean,
could have played
the thing
though.
is, like what happened there, they initiated and you could just see the Doom didn't, like he had all 4 heroes next to him other than Templar, and he didn't go, he didn't care at all, because that's not who he wants to Doom. And then as soon as Templar ran into the fight, doomed her immediately and just ran her down.
Yeah.
And even though the rest of AoN has gotten a fight, like they've gone forward, they got the Oracle, whatever, they don't actually have damage without Templar. Because, I mean, Grimstroke's not doing damage now, Trent's not doing damage now. Kyo didn't even have his armor. Kyo had Treads and a Bracer at like 17 minutes. He's not going to be hitting anything. So, yeah, the WLG definitely, they know that there's one damage source at the moment, and it's pretty easy to counter that.
Yeah, I think that all comes down to All or Nothing miscalculating their laning setup.
Yeah.
And then also it was a very weird lane because it wasn't so obvious that they have a bad lane, because they got kills here and there, and it seemed like maybe they were just made a couple small mistakes and they kept going back and they kept losing the lane. If it was clearly a lane for WG, they would have rotated the lanes much earlier and they wouldn't have lost as much.
I think the way that they lost that lane was in the way that they were trading kills, but they were trading support kills for kills on the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Sorry, they were trading. Actually, they were trading support kills for core kills, is what I should say, I guess. Like they were trading Kyo's life for supports, and that's just not gonna work because you need your pos one to get farm.
Yeah, clearly not working out there for or nothing. I'm
Yeah.
honestly feeling like a Chaos Knight solo lane versus the Doom would have done decently. It's not the
The
solo
thing
lane
is,
you
though,
want, but
it's not the solo lane you want because Doom's kind of fine with that because he can just max Infernal Blade, and because it does percentage damage based on their max HP, it'll chunk down a Chaos Knight really quick. So you don't really even want the CK in lane against
yeah,
that.
it's just better though. I think the best option for them would have probably been to just have 2 dual lanes.
Yeah, probably. I think they definitely could have done better. Oh, shame. Yeah, Ski needs to go to school tomorrow.
Oh no.
His rehearsal. That's so funny. Okay, wait, I'm just going to go grab something quick. Oh, and it's unpaused. Oh. Do you see any ways that AoN could possibly get back into this game?
They'll have to somehow win like at least 3 fights in a row. I don't know how that's gonna happen though.
'Cause the thing is, I
Remedy
don't know if
bottom
they
lane does
focus
get
on that.
sentryed out, and the Blade Fury from Juggernaut is enough damage
his
to
dieback
burst
as
down
well.
the refraction. And yes, that is a dieback from the Templar Assassin. Another sentry ward gets placed, and they do spots out Remedy here, and that's a dieback. Oh, not dead yet, but that is a dieback from Remedy's
So that's
Templar
a 70
Assassin.
second 70 seconds dead, under 20 minutes in, and she's just got a death. So
Radiant's
this
top
TA
tower
is
is
getting
under
another
attack.
one.
Yeah, WRG seems like they are just gonna try and push down this bottom lane now with that Templar Assassin dieback.
Yeah. Not really sure. I can't play AoN Phoenix.
And Death Prophet has that Aghanim Scepter now as well. One of the
Yeah.
strongest Ags in the game, I would say.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that.
Radiant's bottom tower
There's just
is
so
under
much damage,
attack.
and it's so much heal, so much sustain especially. And it's doubled as well with the Oracle.
Yeah.
So that thing is just unkillable at this point. You can't even try to initiate the Death Prophet because firstly they haven't got the burst damage to kill her anyway, but even if they did, they've got an Oracle protecting.
And the Death Prophet's ultimate is casted. Seems like WG just wants to get this bottom racks or nothing. Probably won't be able to do anything against it. Stampede does come through from the Centaur Warrunner. Now Kyo in between everyone. Omnislash is used by the Juggernaut. Double kill for Precious Petunia, and 3 euros dead for or nothing. They do get the Oracle at least, but he's just gonna buy back and TP right back into the middle lane. 4 kills for WG, and GG is cold. We'll be seeing WG in the finals of AoN League.
Who are they going to be playing up against?
Radiant's
Or is that not? I guess that hasn't been decided.
It's gonna be them against the winner of Origin versus...
Volts? No, not Volt. That was just
Yeah, Origin versus Funstack Law. Funstack Law
Oh.
being a very new team, just a bunch
Yeah,
of...
no, they eliminated us. That's Muzzy Stack, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Just a new
Yeah, no,
team. They put a bunch of really good players together, and I mean, it's got them so far.
Peach is Beastmaster every game. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. I think based on the play today, I don't know. I don't know who's going to beat White Rabbit at this point.
Yeah, White
Like,
Rabbit
they seem
Gaming
like
looks
they're-
really good at the moment. Like, really,
They seem
really
like
good.
they seem like they were messing around a bit in that second game. Or I'm not sure.
I don't think they were messing around, I just think
Yeah,
they were
not that.
overconfident.
Or you know what? It could have been more of like a proof of concept draft, where it's like, can we pick these heroes and win with this particular